Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go for stuff. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, recording everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
Detroit basketball. What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show with the Boss. Hope you guys are having a great Friday night / Saturday morning. It is 1:15 on Saturday morning, so late night game for the Pistons. Boss, how you feeling, man?
I feel good. Here it's still Friday. It's still
whatever.
Friday night.
Whatever, I'm hating.
I feel really good. I mean, I didn't love how close we let them get at the end of the game, but overall, I'm thrilled. We bounced back big. What a great win. 131 points. That speaks volumes for how our offense played tonight compared to last night and some of the critics. So I feel amazing. And it's the first time in a long time that we've beaten the Warriors at their place. I think the last time we beat them was in Detroit in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't even know the last time we beat them at home at Golden State in San Francisco. So I feel really good. I feel great about that win tonight. I was impressed by everyone. Everybody stepped up their game from last game. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. Last game was struggle nation, especially for the bench. Very rare to see that. We know our bench is our strength, right? Our depth is our strength. So we both had a feeling tonight was going to be a little bit different. We thought those guys were going to bounce back, like McLemore said. But yeah, man. So we're going to get to this game. We're going to get to what we liked, we didn't like. Let's start with this. The Pistons played the Golden State Warriors tonight on the road for anybody who did not see this game. And they bounce back. They get the dub. What was it, 131 to 124? 131 to 124 to improve, guys, to 35-12 on the regular season. And guys, we see you in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all hanging with us. We just finished up our live reaction to this game, our watch along, the second we've done this year. As you guys know, we're doing all the national broadcasts. We're going to go live during the game and then follow that up with this right here, our post-game reaction. So shout out to everybody who showed up. Had a lot of fun with y'all. If you guys continue to enjoy it, then make sure y'all smash the like button on this video so we know that's the best way to let us know that you guys want us to keep doing that. But we appreciate y'all, man. So, Boss, we're going to put up a chat soon, or not a chat, but a poll as to who you guys thought got the belt. So that is up and running now. So y'all go ahead and have at that. But boss, let's get to this game, man. Let's get to this
Yeah.
game. Let's move on to some initial thoughts. I definitely want to hear what you saw from this game, what you thought. So take off without further ado. What you see?
Well, first, again, I want to thank everyone that was on our live stream and also here tonight. I know it's later for you guys there, so thank you so much for showing up. That's just incredible.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
I agree too, because I said I was thrilled. And I see some comments too, like you were thrilled, like we almost lost it to a low-handed. But I was thrilled for about 75% of the game, I would say. 25% the end, 25%. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? We pulled out the win, and that's why I'm happy. It almost felt like a challenge. I think that the Warriors started off strong and we matched our energy, and then we turned into defense. Our bench came out huge today. Again, we had only 2 guys off of our bench last game scored points. So non-garbage time. So it was huge to see the impact that our bench had tonight. We've just played super well. The Warriors just, without Steph Curry, I think they all took it upon them. He went out with it, looked like he fell on his ankle or something. So he stayed out for the game with that injury. But in the third, that happened. But it's like all the teammates took it seriously and tried to get the win for him. So they did, we did fall off a little bit there, but we never let them get the lead. The closest we let them get to was within 5. And while that's frustrating, our guys still pulled it out. Our guys that some guys, I questioned the rotation towards the end, but maybe it was a bit of a challenge. I knew that JB at the beginning of the season said that he challenged some of the rotation to finish it up and get it done, and they still did. So, overall, I'm just happy to be back in the win column. Finish this road trip strong, 2 of 1. Overall, really good game in terms of just what we were able to produce on both ends. I know 131 to 124 may seem like we kind of failed on defense. I think that but we have to remember that they're just a perimeter shooting team and they have a lot of good shooters, a lot of good offense. So I commend our offense and I commend our defense for the stops that we did get. So
yeah. I'm going to do my best to be positive tonight. It is a win. All wins are not created equal, but a dub is a dub. But definitely some things I'm going to get to. But I do agree with most of what you said there, boss. Let's get to our boy Dominic. Damadavi coming through per usual, like clockwork. Appreciate you, bro. Says, everybody played solid today. Good bounce back. But this goes to show all we need is Duncan to hit a handful of threes and everything changes. Maybe the answer is to add another consistent shooter and not a scorer because that's cheaper. I agree. Yeah, definitely a bounce back game, bro. Boss hit on it already. Just the bench unit tonight, which was non-existent last game, pretty much other than 1 or 2 guys, like she mentioned, stepped up. Not too many games this year where we're looking at our bench like maybe that was one of the reasons we didn't win, right?
Yeah.
Not too often that happens. That's usually a lot of time the reasons that we do win. So they definitely bounced back tonight. Duncan Robinson was solid. Offensively, he was solid. Especially, he got off to a great start. Right? He didn't finish well per se, but I think he did get us off to a good start with his shooting. Broke out of that 2-game slump where he was, I think, like 1 for 17, something like that, something crazy. But it was good to see him get back to what he does best for sure. And I agree as well. I don't think we need to make a big splash, Dominic. I think maybe using that trade exception that boss always talks about, may be the way to go, just to add a guy that way. But a huge splash at this point in the season where we're trying to get consistency, I think we're best suited just to stick to who we are and add around the margin. So as always, Dominic, I agree. A lot of great points there per usual, man. We appreciate you for sure.
I go ahead. I would want to state just real quick while we're on the topic of shooting and stuff, because I do agree that, tonight our shooters were on. And that's why, we, even in the live chat, we had some people comment like, oh, well, now like tonight when we play games like this, it makes me not want to trade. Like, yeah, so our shooting is on and off. That's how it goes. So bringing in one smaller move to help when other guys are off would be helpful. But I just looked at this stat. We were 10 from 26 from 3 tonight. How many threes do you think the Warriors took? Take a guess. Yeah. If we 40? Were 10 from 26.
I'll say 40.
Higher.
45.
Higher.
50.
Higher.
More than 50 threes?
They took 52 threes. They took
That's
exactly
insane.
double the amount of threes that we took. We were 10 from 26, 18. So that's like when we took 10 threes and they took 18 threes. That's 8, 6, 24. That's 24 points off of threes more than we had. But our presence in the paint and our ability to make the mid-range too, like 52 threes, if we ever took that amount, I would be shocked. So, but
Yeah.
so while I do agree that we need another, little scorer, we were able to get it done without having to put up 52 threes. If you were a team that put up 52 threes, wouldn't you think you would win? You know?
You live by the three and you die by the three.
Exactly.
That's the name of the game.
I just wanted to mention that because we brought up Dom's always on point comment. And then again, with just the shooting, like I was just shot again. 26 is literally half of 52, exactly half. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. So 45 first quarter points for the Pistons. I think that's a season high for almost, I don't know for any quarter, but for the first quarter for sure. They had 77 points at the half. So definitely a high scoring game from jump. The Warriors did not play great defense. And that's not to take away from what we did offensively, but they did not play great defense. They're a small team. They're a small team.
They have Draymond, who is a depoy. Like he is a great defender, but that's about it.
And that's Draymond 6-7 years ago. Who was that guy, right? He's older now. So that was definitely a key I was looking for as far as with this game was how they attack that. But the other point we hit on already, but just the bench scoring. Last game. So as a team, boss, we averaged 40 points per game as a bench unit.
Wow.
Last game we had 17.
Yeah.
And it came from 2 players, right?
Yeah.
Tonight we had 44.
Okay.
Right?
There we go.
So much closer to our average. That's what we look like. Our depth came through for sure. To me, the bench was the difference in this game.
Agreed.
The bench, after a first quarter that was kind of back and forth, trading baskets. We kind of got to a slow start. We were down 8-2 to start. By the way, ESPN gave us the game started late because they were showing the Magic and the Raptors game, and that ran long. So as soon as I think Kate scored his first bucket or something was when we kind of got switched over. Yeah. But we saw they were down 8-2, quick timeout from JB. So we didn't come out the gate strong, right? No. But per usual, outside of, last game, the bench came in and gave us a huge lift. And I feel like the bench unit, because the Warriors like to play fast. They like to play, they're very speedy, right? That's why they play small ball. I feel like the bench unit was just better equipped to deal with those guys, to deal with that speed, to fight fire with fire. And that's when you saw the Pistons getting stops, getting out in transition, and scoring the basketball, which is what we always say they want to do, right? Yeah. You didn't see that as much with the starters. I do personally think the bench rotation is a better defensive unit than the starters, right? Just the guys we have coming off the bench, that speed, that physicality, that DPOY candidate, right, on the bench. I feel like that unit plays to who we want to be just a little bit better. And so I thought that was the biggest, that they got us that 20-point lead. 20-point lead in the first, I think it was first half, even to the second half, because they came in third quarter and did it again. So I would have liked to see that unit much more late in this game. Right? I agree. We talk about guys who we love to see who may not start, but who close game. We've seen Javonte Green close some games. He didn't play lots. We good to him. Like a lot of guys we would have liked to see in situations when you're trying to protect the lead. And Heisenberg said this too. When you're trying to protect the lead, you want to get stopped. You want to lead with getting stops, not trying to outscore the other team. And I felt like late in this game, we were relying too much on our offense. And we were trading baskets. It was like, okay, we were up 4, we go up 6, back down to 4, back up to 6. We just couldn't pull away because once again, we were playing in the half court because we weren't able to get stops. So I would have liked to see, that was one of my issues with just the rotation late. Agreed. I want to see my dogs in there. I want to see my defenders in there. I want to see guys who can help us get back to what we do, which is get stops and get out. So that was my only gripe for this game. It was a big one because it really affected the kind of trajectory of this game late. Yeah, but I'll take it. But I'm not really happy with this win. I mean, we got it, but it shouldn't have been as close as it was, boss.
I think it was because we did play the starters too much. And I'm just going to back up what you just said by telling you that every starter played at least 30 minutes, except for Asar. He played 29. And then Tobias and Cade played 30. Tobias played 34. Cade played 35. Stu played 24. And then the next most was actually Ivy, was 17 and a half. Everyone else played under. So, and Wu only got 8 minutes. And so I agree with you too. It's just, for me, it was more like they're tired. They're tired out there because we were playing such good defense and offense. Like we were, getting back on, like our starters at least deserved better break than, if anything, at the bare minimum, a better break for them. And I would have liked to see, you know, the past couple of games, the Nuggets game, this past game against the Suns, like Tobias and Duncan were in late, and Tobias, while he did have good games the past 2 games, or at least not the last game, but the game against the Nuggets, and he did come up clutch in the end this game. I see why he's in. Like, Duncan wasn't getting the looks he was getting in the first half. Like why isn't Wu playing? He was 1 for 1 and played great defense. Why isn't Ronan? Like we have these guys to rotate, so why not rotate so that we don't get tired? And to me, it kind of felt like almost a challenge from JB of like, if this is the scenario, what do you do? Like, I'm challenging you right now to make the right decisions. That's kind of what it felt like to me at some point. But I definitely think, like you said, like I think if we had utilized our bench a little bit more, you know, at the 7-minute mark in the third instead of the 4-minute mark, and to begin the fourth instead of having our starters, you know, and then, you know, pick who to finish out. Then I think it would have been, you know, it wouldn't have gotten that close. So I'm just looking at it as more of a challenge that we did complete. That's the optimism side that I'm trying to view it as. But really nothing against the players, just more so against some of the rotations towards the end. But it's also not something that I think that we will see consistently like we have lately. But like I said, it felt more like a challenge because you know that these guys, like JB has relied on Javonte a lot. He's relied on Holland a lot. He's relied on a lot of these guys before. So I don't think that their minutes are going to be cut for no reason. I think it's just right now just kind of maybe a little bit of a test midway through the season as we approach the end. So
no, I agree, man. As far as guys with the injury report really quickly, it was clean except for Karis LeVert. He missed his sixth straight game. He was on the bench, but he did not dress. He went through, I think, pregame warmups, and he went through shoot around earlier today, but he didn't play. So like we said it before, you know, after 1 or 2 games of an illness normally is when I start to look and start paying attention to what that means. And once we got to game 3 and game 4, I'm like, okay, what's going on? So now we're at game 6.
Yeah.
So that tells me that he's sitting out for a reason.
And he's on the bench, you know, and he's there and he's cheering. So he's not puking and he can breathe.
He looked fine. Right. So so I don't know what that means, but to me, that means that they may not want him to get hurt. So they want to make, you know, maybe something's in the works. And they don't want to risk injury, something like that. But 6 games for an illness is not normal. Right. So with the trade deadline coming up and with the rotation looking to be solidified, at least for now, with the 10 guys we're rolling with, Lily, I have my alerts are up with as far as with that. So just pay attention to that. It may be nothing. I think it's something, but I don't know, but we'll see.
And this was kind of my thinking too. National game too. It was great to win. We've seen teams get fined for players sitting out and stuff. So I wonder too if JB was just pushing the starting lineup for Adam Silver's sake, because I mean that's just kind of the corporation at that point. But doesn't mean that Stu couldn't have had 5 more minutes at the end. That Wu couldn't come in more than 8 minutes. So that kind of crossed my mind as well. So that's something to keep an eye out for, because Cade had to play a lot of minutes sick, you know, and injured against the Houston Rockets, because teams have been fined for that before, and teams do give that directive. When it's a national game, it's a national game for a reason, and they want the available stars in. So that could be a reason why.
Yeah, but it's possible.
But I still think that there was still, you know, instead of, you know, 3 more minutes, giving Cade, you know, getting Cade out at 7 minutes in the third instead of 3 minutes left would have been very helpful in the long run as well. So
I agree. So we'll leave that there, guys. Boss, we're going to change it up a little bit, guys, tonight. You want to run the box scores tonight, and then we can kind of go from there.
Oh, yes.
Look a little bit deeper into this game.
Absolutely. All right.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to do my best, because I do a different app than do stuff.
No, that's all good. You got it.
But we'll start with Cade. Okay. And tonight, Cade had 29 points on 11 of 19 shooting, which was 58% overall. He had 11 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 block, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and he had 3 turnovers in 35 minutes, and all 3 turnovers came in the fourth, I believe.
Maybe I think at least 2 of them did. Yeah.
But he was running pretty good on no turnovers. So just for me, a solid night from Cade.
Yeah. What'd you see from him?
I mean, it was hard to take notes because we were watching the game live with you guys.
Yeah, it's tough, y'all. When we're watching the game, we talking to y'all. It's hard to be able to take notes. We're gonna do the best we can for y'all's sake. Go ahead, boss.
Clean. He was probable coming into the night with a hip injury, which maybe it was just re-inflamed from the one he had a couple weeks ago. But he just played phenomenal. I mean, again, 29 points, 11 assists. Like, that's kind of his norm. You just expect him to get a double-double, and he does it so well. 4 rebounds, 1 block. He had great defense as well. Don't let, just the one stack take away from that. He stayed in front of his guy a lot. I think he was getting a little bit tired towards the end, which is understandable. It's a back-to-back. He played a lot of minutes in both games.
Yeah.
So, but his shot looked really well. It looked super comfortable. 2 from 4 from 3. I'll definitely take that from him. His floater was nice. He was getting to the rim. He was getting to the free throw line. He should have gotten a couple more calls, I think. But we really only kind of started to pick up on doubling him or, making it hard for him closer to the fourth when they kind of went on that run, which again is when we were like, well, bring in someone else then. He played a lot off ball. Ivy did great helping him play off ball. Asar did great helping him play off ball. Jenkins did great helping him play off ball. So I give credit to all those guys for being in and being able to control the ball and handle it so that Cade could get some of those baskets off ball. I love this game from him. It's exactly and if anyone watching tonight on ESPN wasn't a fan of Cade before or hadn't seen his game before, they're definitely a fan after tonight because he played a very clean game of basketball.
Yeah, clean is the word I was going to use, boss. Very clean game. Floor general. Like he wasn't forcing things. I think I really felt like he was just picking the defense apart. Like he was reading they didn't play great defense, but it showed because he was just making play after play after. We saw them try to double. I think he's playing much better now out of double teams.
Agreed.
Right. Even though we don't always have another creator on the court. We got Duncan out there sometimes with him. We had Danis in there with him a lot, which I loved. But when Danis wasn't on the court, I thought Cade just did a good job of just making the right play, not getting sped up, which he never does, but just being able to make the right play out of that double team and just forcing the defense to make a decision. So defensively, I thought he was solid, other than when he got gassed. He was staying in front for the most part. He was getting hacked, though. He was getting smacked. Yeah. All the Pistons were. JD was getting mauled under the rim, which makes sense because those guys are too small. But where's the foul call, right? McLemore, you guys get it. He was just getting hacked all night. Nacho Nick said it. You guys said it. But I thought he played a very good floor game. He just took what was there. He tried to push the pace when it was there off of stops, and in the half court, he just routinely made the right play over and over and over again, man. So I thought this was a very good floor game from Cade. He was a floor general. He was the leader. He was the engine. And he just made plays. I have nothing negative to say about Cade in this game. I thought he played very, very well. Also, good assist-turnover ratio, 11 assists, 3 turnovers. That's almost a 4-to-1, right? Which is great. You guys know 3-to-1 is good, 4-to-1 is great. Anything other is amazing. So, very clean game.
And again, a lot of those turnovers all of them came in the second half. Yeah. And towards the end of the third, and someone said he only had 1 in the fourth. So 2 were at the end of the third and 1 was in the fourth. That's, again, just kind of minutes for me, just tiredness, just trying to get it up and get it clean. He just looked phenomenal. And I'm just glad that he's looking a lot better. This is now a couple games in a row where he's looking much better off of that wrist injury and a lot more confident. So it's just really great to see. And hopefully, he gets some rest this weekend with this hip too to come out on Sunday. Okay. So a beautiful, beautiful game overall from Cade Cunningham. And even some of the drives to the basket, he should have gone to the free throw line. He was just hacked all game. I mean, I saw Buddy Hield wind up. I saw him wind up and to smack him and try to smack the ball. I was truly just appalled by some of the calls, that lack of whistles he was getting with the ball. But he's used to it by now. And like you said, Deuce, he's really handling the double teams a lot better. Really, any pressure, he's really finding it a lot better. And his teammates as well are reading the situation too, to get open for him to have an outlet too.
For sure. So before we move on, I want to get to this poll real quick, boss. As far as who gets the belt tonight,
Okay.
The results are in between Isaiah Stewart, Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson, and JD. 55% goes to Cade Cunningham. 26% goes to Asar Thompson. 12% goes to Isaiah Stewart, and 8% goes to JD. So I
Okay.
think that's pretty evenly spread out, which is a good thing. Good sign.
And Tobias has the belt to give, right? Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, because he was big last game. Yeah.
In Denver. He got it in Denver and then they lost. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. For me right now, it was Stu, but he didn't get minutes later on, which confused me. But
yeah, especially late.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Cade. Do you have anything?
Same. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Let's go to Duncan Robinson then. Duncan had 15 points off of 5 of 11 shooting. 5 of 10 of those were from 3, which was 50%. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers in about 30 minutes. So it seemed like he had like 3 or 4 threes in the first.
Yeah, 3 in the first.
He had 3 in the first and then another one in the second. I feel like they didn't really get him. He definitely had 1 at least then in the second half, I want to say. They just kind of clamped down. They really shut down his shooting. The Warriors did. We didn't drop too many plays for him either. He didn't really get his hands on the ball. He didn't touch it much in the second half. And I feel like that's, again, why he was in towards the end. And we talked about it a little bit on the live. But like Tobias and Duncan in together maybe wasn't the right call. It's like maybe rely on one of them because Tobias has been successful lately in the clutch, but Duncan was shooting really well. I personally would have kept Duncan in and brought Stu in for Tobias. That's what I would have done in the fourth. Okay. Try to get Duncan some shots. But the effort was there. He had some really good defense. He didn't log a steal, but I know he disrupted some. I know he did. I saw, So another great game from Duncan. He was really feeling it. The first time out, or maybe the second time out, the Warriors had to take in the first. He was just amped and ready to go. He was yelling. He was flexing. So I personally loved what I saw from him. All of his shots made tonight were threes. He only had 1 2-point attempt, it looks like, and that one he missed, but it's probably at the rim when there should have been a foul call. They weren't calling anything for us at the rim, really. But yeah, I have no complaints about Duncan Robinson. When he's out there, he gives effort, and I knew he was due for shooting, and I'm really happy that it happened tonight because we definitely needed it with a team that shoots 52 threes. You need your 3-point guy to be hitting his shots as well.
Yeah. We said the last show when he was slumping the last 2 games. Shoot or shoot. Every shooter goes through slumps. It looks like he's broken out of his pretty quickly. 2 bad games after hitting 4 threes in 5 straight games, right? So, I'm okay with that. If you're going to go play that well in 5 games and have a game or 2 in between where you're not shooting well and you get right back to it, you live with that. 50% from 3. That's great. That's great, right? So, like you say, like late in the game, I felt like we were in half court too much, and I think while Duncan Robinson and guys like Tobias are suited for a half court game, that's where they're best. If you can avoid the half court, you got to avoid the half court. Right. And we had guys who had helped us avoid the half court, not avoid it, but just helped us get out in transition, which we want to do. Yeah. That built the lead for us in this game that didn't stay in the game late. So that was my only issue. It's not really a Duncan thing. It's just more a personnel thing. Because we know what Duncan is. We know what he's going to do. It's just playing these guys in certain situations in the game, to me, was a little bit questionable, having certain guys in the game. I'm not going to fault Duncan at all for his defense. We know what he is, but I just want to see guys who are going to help us get stops late in games. That's it, right? And I felt we had too many guys on the floor who really didn't help us get stops, and that's why we kept trading baskets. That's why the lead kept going back down to 4 and back up to 6 and back down to 4. We were just trading baskets. We weren't getting stops late in this game. It was all half court at the end of this game, and that's not a situation we want to be in. We want to win games with our defense. So, but that, once again, that's not a Duncan thing. So it's more so a rotation thing, which we'll get to a little bit later. So as far as Duncan is concerned, I thought he played very, very well as far as to what his skill set is and what we ask him to do. So I'm not I agree with you because
don't think that he got a shot up in the fourth.
Right.
So it's like if he's not even getting the touches or getting the looks, then why is
Right.
he in? Because
Right.
obviously the effort's there, but if they're defending him so well that he can't even get the looks, then like bring in someone else that can help us on both ends.
Right.
Like a Wu or like a Stu or like a Ron, you know. So like you said, not against Duncan, just more so like what was your purpose out there if you're not if the play isn't drawn up for you to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So
And that's a great point too, boss, because it's like they were still doubling Cade late in the game when Duncan was in there. So even if you want to say that he was out there for spacing, he wasn't able to get any shots up, even off of the double, because they would rotate over to him and crowd a space. And unless he's putting the ball on the floor, which you really don't want to see him do too often, there's nothing there for him. So now he's trying to push it back to Cade, and now they got a reset with about 10 seconds left. So it just didn't help their offense in the half court late. So I'm just like, let's get some two-way guys out there who can help us get some easy shots. So we didn't see it. So once again, not a Duncan thing, more so a personnel thing and a situational thing that I would have liked to see a little bit better down the stretch. But I thought Duncan played pretty good in this game. Played very well, actually, in this game for what we want to see from him, for sure.
Agreed.
Chris says, I feel like if we hit at least 8 to 10 3-pointers a game, we'll win most games because of our style. Yeah, bro. That's bonus.
That's like tonight.
That's bonus.
We hit 10 of them. We hit 10 out of 26. And the Warriors hit 18 out of 52. Like
That's
I would
crazy.
like 10 out of 26. We definitely outscored them in the paint. And that's kind of goes into my whole thing about how I don't when we face a 3-point team and if we get down, or if it gets close, I don't want to just be chucking up threes because it's that style of play. We get our points most in the paint. And so yes, if we can maintain an 8 to 10 3 points a game, I totally agree with you there. That's a really good observation because it can really come from anyone. But the two guys that have really hit it, like Jenkins and Duncan Robinson, they were off the past couple of games. So to have them back on, it just shows how important that is just for them to just do their job and get those shots, how much influential it is to the outcome of the game. So
all facts.
Agreed.
I agree. That's all I got.
Agreed. Okay, cool. We'll move on to Asar Tasmanian Thompson, as you say. Tonight, he had 7 points off of 3 of 10 shooting, which is 30%. He had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 steals.
That's incredible.
1 of 4 from the free throw line, and then 2 turnovers. So, yes, that's where Asar is. To me, he came out. The box score doesn't reflect what he was doing out there. I mean, 6 steals reflects it. That's insane. Because that's mostly what I remember him doing is just being so handsy on defense. He did incredible there. The 8 rebounds too. He was crashing the boards. Super appreciate that from him because we've been needing some rebounds. The 7 points is a little bit like 3 of 10 is frustrating because he didn't attempt a 3. Like a lot of these were at the rim.
Yep.
And people have been saying, the comments have been saying, I've been seeing people on Reddit say, just like Asar, he's strong. He should be going up with 2 hands and dunking it. We didn't see a dunk attempt over pressure tonight. And I just feel like sometimes that's what's needed because you can't, always rely on the whistle. But if you go up for a dunk and you get hacked and they don't call it, I'm not going to fault you. But if you go up and you could clearly dunk it over someone, but instead you hesitated and you get a layup that doesn't go and then they get a defensive rebound, then I'm going to fault you for that because it's like you should have won that battle. The Asar can. So that was the only frustrating thing about him, but he absolutely made up for his offensive lapses on defense. We could not have won this game without his defense. He shut down Steph Curry. And yes, Steph Curry didn't play the majority of the second half, but the first half, Steph Curry had 23 points. That's nuts. He was only 4 of 10 from 3-pointers. And a lot of his other points were at the line, 5 of 5 from the free throws. So he literally shut down his ability to get shots at times. And I think he was the perfect defender for Curry tonight. He only had 3 personal fouls, which I'm also proud of him for. He wasn't getting into foul trouble. There were a couple times I didn't love his reach-ins, but again, not going to fault him because he was just trying to keep the momentum going because they were playing physical defense. So the only thing I can fault him on is that like when you're under the rim, you've got to make those shots. I don't know. I don't know how else to ask it of him because the touch layups haven't been going. So it's
He had
unique.
one with the left hand off the glass. That was nice in the first quarter.
Yes,
I'll
but
give him that one.
some of them really are just coming up short on the same side of the rim when it's like, okay,
That's fair.
But this was a better game from him. So
Mhm.
I'm just giving kind of my overall criticism, but I loved his defense. And again, he's who I would vote for the belt tonight, even though the box score might not reflect that, just because of the 6 steals alone. And again, that also just goes to his disruption on the defense. Some of this the turnovers he caused aren't going to be recorded in the box score. But
Right.
it was because he was just, again, he was on one tonight. And happy birthday. It's still
Happy
I got 10
birthday
more
to
minutes. I've
Asar.
got 10 more minutes on this day, on the 20.
Happy birthday
It's still
to you.
January for me.
Happy
So
birthday. Go ahead.
yes. So happy birthday, Asar. You really showed out. So I overall, I appreciated and loved. I liked his game tonight because defense is what we ask of him first. So
7 points is not ideal, right?
Yeah.
But what do we always say? If you're gonna play 30 minutes and you got 7 points, what? You got to be doing something on the other end, or you got to be impacting the game, right? 6 steals doesn't even begin to tell the story of how impactful he was in this game, man. Way he was staying attached to Steph Curry in this game. Chris said it. He was locking down Steph. He was in his draws, bro. Like he was locked. He was attached especially in the half court. Because Steph is constant movement. He's constantly moving. Like you may think you've done your job when you've denied the shot off the initial action, and you're like, okay, good. That second you take to pause to reward to pat yourself on the back, he's already moving to the other side of the court. He's already open for another 3, right? So like Asar did a great job just playing the passing lanes, just staying attached, just denying him the basketball and being physical without fouling, boss. Like you mentioned, the 3 fouls is great. He has the lateral movement and lateral speed to be able to stay with him. And he's one of the fastest players in the league. That's what you need to guard a Steph Curry.
Agreed.
And he's got the length and the height to contest on shots. Like he's the prototypical guy you want guarding a Steph Curry. And I thought he did a great job, man. And he came up with so many balls, boss. Like when you would see, we would turn it over or we would get a missed shot and they try to get out and run. Here comes Asar from the backside, picking it off and going the other way. Yeah. Like those are momentum killers for the other team. So I got to give him a lot of credit. So the 7 points, like I said, isn't ideal, but when he's doing what he's doing defensively, like he did tonight, man,
exactly.
He scored points for us by not allowing Steph to get off.
Yep.
In a sense. So that was huge. Just defense to offense plays he made. Also, two more things. I thought he led the break well off of stops and off of we always talk about what? Boarding and pushing. Yeah. He's gotten a lot better. I feel a lot more comfortable now when he has the ball pushing the break. Not to where I'm just sitting back like I'm just chilling. But so many times in the past, we see him board and push and turn it over, moving too fast. We say, boy, slow down. Yeah. He slowed down a little bit because even when he slows down, he's still faster than 90% of the guys in the league.
I'm saying
so like just to see him take his time and his processing speed is getting better. He's making the right reads. He's seeing the floor better. And he's not always trying to finish at the rim when he gets ahead of steam. We saw a lot of times guys like Cade trailing him, and he would get into the paint and drop it off to Cade. And Cade would go and get the bucket, or Cade would go and make the play. Just creating that momentum getting down the hill is good enough for Asar. Because you got the defense on their heels. You're already moving at 100 miles an hour. And now you got guys who are good finishers, right, or good shooters around you who can finish the play. I think that was great as well. And lastly, his midi game, guys, is looking better and better. He shot 3 for 10. 2 of those 3 were off middies. Yeah. We always say we want to see him improve. Exactly. Michael Moore is coming, bro. Yeah. Like we always say, Fred Benson, where's the 3-point ball at? Where's it at? Okay, fine. We know he may not ever be an average 3-point shooter. And it just may be what it is. But the midi game, work your way out just a little bit. Baby steps. We know you're a great finisher, right? We know you got bunnies, you great cutter, great finisher around the rim. Just getting to that midi. 2-3 step dribble, get to the midi game, top of the key, boom, knock it down. He did that a few times. So I'm good if that's the progression for him this year, shooting the ball. If he doesn't make a huge progression with his 3 ball, but we see him in that midi, just being a threat, just making the defense move, just making them account for him, that's good enough. That's good enough. And that seems to be the focus for him. Go ahead.
Exactly. No, I completely agree with that. But what I really agree with is that, and I'm glad you brought it up, was just his bringing the ball up the court, because it's something that we kind of complained about at the beginning. We didn't think he was ready. And I would say for the month of January, he did really well. He was, like you said, not someone you could sit back and relax like Jenkins, you're just like, oh, no worries here. But he's proven me wrong. He seems to have a little bit more control over the ball, more decisiveness, I feel like, when he does bring it up. So I'm just glad you brought up that point, because it has been noticeably better, especially these past few games. But I would say in the month of January overall, because it was something we were telling, them not to rush before, because it did feel weird. And again, he had 2 turnovers tonight, but everybody who started had at least 1. So, that's just happens when you go against some hungry teams. But he did. I think again, he looked great bringing the ball up. And I just compliment him on that.
Yeah, D. When he adds that, when he slows down, because he's so fast when he does that spin move to the hoop, it's like he's got so much momentum up the spin. Once he gets to the rim, he just puts a little bit too much torque on, or too much on it when he gets to the rim. Yeah. So once he gets that down, like he has a lot of potential to grow. We see how he's still raw offensively. You see his ceiling. So baby steps, like we say, D. Davis. Yeah, just one thing at a time, right? Focus on the midi game. Focus on still getting downhill and finishing properly when it makes sense. But I just liked how he just didn't force it as much tonight, and he just found other guys who were running with him on the break. The blinders weren't on like it usually is when he gets to the rim. He was making sure he was getting guys involved and letting his finishers around him being able to take over. So I thought he was great. I thought he was great in this game, man. The thing, and most importantly, just putting the clamps on Steph Curry, man. He did a great job of that.
Yeah, and these West teams are, kind of a test to us. I feel like our stocks have been a little bit down. We're kind of been hitting them below our average. But I do want to say, we had 6 guys get steals today, and Asar was one of them with 6 of them.
That's insane.
And the Warriors also had 6 guys get steals today, but the most each guy got was 2. Like it's we had 13 total and they had 10 total. So it just goes to show, like, just kind of our defensive mindset. And again, we're in kind of unfamiliar territory. Of course, teams play. When you play a team 4 times a year instead of twice a year, it's different. And so we understand the East a little bit better. The West is definitely a challenge, and that's why our stocks are a little bit down. Yep. But we definitely picked up our defense compared to last game. And again, for Asar to register 6 steals is just
crazy,
incredible. I'm wondering, is that a career high for him?
It's a great question. I'm not sure. It's got to be close.
It's either a career high or it's matched. I don't recall him having 7 steals a game, but 6 steals a game is already just.
No, you're right, because we've seen him with 6 stocks before.
Yes,
but not. Right. I don't think we've seen him with 6 steals.
Exactly.
That's crazy work, bro. It's a good point. You guys look it up, let us know. But yeah, great point from you, but that's all I got on Asar, man. I thought he, even against Gorton, the things he make his playmaking. His playmaking, bro.
It's becoming a lot better.
100%. Yeah. How many turnovers did he have? 2 turnovers, you said?
2, but I feel like they were both drives. I don't think either of them were passes. Do you recall? I don't recall them. So I feel like they must have been a drive.
Yeah, because we've seen him in the half court try to go one-on-one, go to the Euro to swing through, and he'd lose the ball. Right. We weren't seeing that tonight. So to your point, I think it may have just been maybe off passes or broken plays or didn't read something right, which I can live with. That for now.
Exactly. I mean, again, for only 2 assists, but he just made up for it insanely on defense. So can't fault him. But okay, cool. Then we will move on. We'll go to Tobias Harris.
Okay, Uncle T.
He also had 15 points tonight. We had 4 of our starters were in double digits. The only one not in double digits was Asar, but again, made up for it on his defense. 15 points on 3 for 10 shooting, but he was 9 for 9 at the free throw line.
Wow.
8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers in 34 minutes. Tobias, the 3 for 10 makes sense to me. They were all in and out, all of them.
Yeah, he had some good looks.
All of them. And it's just one of those games where, because like you said, they were good looks, but they were just all just kind of like rimmed down and then rim right back out. That was a little frustrating, but he did get his usual shot a couple times. No threes. He was 0 for 2 from 3. Made up for it at the free throw line for sure. Again, I think he was in more so for the fact that he has been, producing in the clutch, and he is a reliable shooter for us. I think that's why he was in the fourth. But again, I still would have liked to see Stu over him. 15 points is above his average. Just still, he delivered tonight. He still tried to get his shots when he did. I don't think he took any bad shots. I think he just, again, the shots that didn't go in just didn't go in. He was backing down guys like he usually does. So can't fault him at all for that. And I think the hardest part was just on defense, which we mentioned a few in our live, which I'll let you get into a little bit, but just transition defense was really tough for kind of everybody. I saw multiple times where we had 3 or 4 guys collapse to the paint on transition when this is a kick out team. This is a perimeter shooting team. And we don't need 3 or 4 guys in the paint. We need 1 or 2 and then the rest on the perimeter. And Tobias had a tough time, keeping up with some of these younger Warriors. But on that end, he looked good in his usual half court game and then transition. And, he did make a transition basket and he made a good pass on transition as well for offense, but the transition defense kind of harmed his overall grade for me tonight. But his offense was still there. So.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like it's kind of like with Duncan. Like it's hard to blame or to critique guys when I feel like they're not being put in their best position to be successful, right? And so he played 34 minutes, which was a team high, right? And when you're up and trying to protect a lead, I want to see guys like Ron Holland, guys like Javonte Green in the game that get stops to help you protect that lead, to help you get out in transition, to help you expand that lead like the bench did in the second and fourth quarter or third quarter, right? So I just felt like we were trying to outscore them a little too much. We were focusing too much on our offense.
Agreed.
And like I said, I don't think he played bad. I just don't think he played the type of game that would have suited him best at the point in the game that he was in. Javonte Green played 8 minutes tonight. And Tobias played 34. Right? When you're up, when you have a lead, I want to see Javonte Green more than 8 minutes. You know what I mean? Especially once again, when that's what's helped us get out to that 20-point lead. So it's not really a Tobias thing for me. It's just, I just want to see him. I don't want to see him playing in a late game situation when we're trying to protect the lead and we're up 6 points, up 8 points, when the bench has already been the one to get us out to that lead. I want to see those same guys who are defensive minded, who can help us get easy points, come back in. I feel like at that point they've earned the right to finish the game because the reason we're up is because of them.
Agreed.
So, and especially on a back-to-back, I don't want one of my oldest guys playing the most minutes on my team.
Yeah.
Right? Let him, I don't want to see him blow a tire. On a break, right? Let him rest. We got a team full of depth. I don't want one of our oldest guys, our oldest vets, playing that many minutes in a situation to where it's not the best, most conducive for him.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just a lot of factors to me pointing to other guys like Ron Holland, Asar Thompson, Javonte Green, getting those minutes in those situations when we could have put this game away much sooner.
Well, that's, what we talked about with the Denver game. He was in late because he was kind of consistently hitting the whole time. So that makes sense. And the last game against the Suns, we also kind of questioned why some of our defense wasn't in and why our offense was in at times when it shouldn't have been. Because I agree, because our defense is what helps create our offense. And then our defenders on the bench, our dog pound, they can still make it happen. Javonte Green can shoot threes. Ron Holland can get to the rim, and he can also from time to time drain a three. And Stu can do that as well. More consistently. So that's more of the question of like when you do have this defense, and that's like also even Jenkins. I felt like Jenkins came in a little bit too late. He should have been a little bit earlier
in the third quarter. You mean?
Yeah, because he could be in. Because they kept Caden to like 3 minutes left, under 3 minutes left in the third. And I like to see Jenkins and Cade together, but Jenkins can rest Cade and still take care of the ball, and he obviously has great defense as well. So our defenders can also pop off on offense. So that's just why sometimes it's like you said, it's like we rely too much on our offense, but like our defense can also provide that. Our defensive guys can also provide the offense. They are still good shooters. They just don't necessarily make that the focus of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen Javonte drain clutch threes. We've seen Ron get to the basket. We've seen Stu also hit threes or get to the rim, especially tonight. So I completely agree with you there in terms of just like, Tobias had a great game, but he shouldn't have had to play 34 minutes.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Once again, just like Duncan, I thought for what we can expect to see from him in his role, he gave you what you would expect to see, the good and the bad, right? Yeah. Right? As far as offensively versus defensively. I just want to see him put in better situations. And in this case, that means at the end of the game, I would like to see other guys who help us, kind of play to who we are defensively, just close these games for sure. Put this game away early so it's not even a close game coming into the fourth quarter. Exactly.
And I'm not saying, again, like, hold on, let me find it real quick. Yeah, the step back in the lane, clutch. Yeah, Tobias he is a clutch guy, but it's just like he shouldn't have to play that long. Like if we want to rely on him in the fourth, if we want to bring in his shooting in the fourth, then why are we playing him the entire third? Like the rotation, like it just needs to be a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
That's my that's my thing, because we've said it before, boss. Like you're not always going to be able to get out in transition. You want to, you always want to try to get stops and try to get out in transition. Of course, and there are going to be times when the other team is taking care of the basketball and they make it hard for you, or they're knocking down shots and they're making it hard for you. That wasn't the case in this game. We were turning them over. We were getting stops. So even though Tobias Harris is great in the half court, we know that if we have to go to him in the half court, put him in there. But we didn't need to do that. We didn't need to go to him in the half court because we could have had guys in there who could have kept us getting in transition. So that was the only thing for me. Michael Moore says Green was a little banged up though. What was wrong with Javonte? I didn't know he was. Let us know, bro. I didn't know he was.
Our volumes on the TV were a little down so that we could do the live. So let me know, because that would explain some things, not all of it, because Stu and Ron definitely could have had more minutes.
Yeah, somebody.
But I'm curious, because that's the last thing I want is for Wu to get injured.
Right.
Ooh, right. But okay.
So let us know, guys, if you guys have any updates on that.
How's the poll doing? We got one more starter, but how's the poll doing?
Okay, so the updated poll as for who gets the belt, Cade at 52%, Asara at 27%, Isaiah Stewart at 12%, and JD at 9%. So Cade was the runaway tonight, and understandably so. You could have went any which direction. A lot of candidates, right? But they went with Cade tonight.
Okay, fair. Okay, then we will move on to our last starter, Jalen Duren.
Sir.
JD. So he had 21 points on 7 of 14 shooting, which is 50% overall, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. He had 13 rebounds, so another double-double, that's 2 20-10 games in a row. Good job, JD. That's 3 20-10 games in the last 4 games. Good job, JD.
Yeah.
3 assists, 1 steal. He had 5 fouls. Which is also why they kept him in late, and that's another reason why I was kind of like, you can bring in Stu, you can do it. But and that was on about 30 minutes. So
okay,
JD, I had no. He started off really strong. Again,
he did.
Towards the end, he just looked tired. He just looked tired. But again, great Cade to Duren lob situations. It came down with some really clutch rebounds. I still think he could have had some more, but I'm not going to complain about it because he still, got 13 tonight. He looked good out there. He looked like the all-star that he will be announced to be later today.
Yep. Tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's on the 1st, so that's today, right? Or is today the 31st?
It said Sunday.
Okay, Sunday.
The 1st is tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, it just turned Saturday for me today.
Yeah, today's 31st.
The 31st, okay. So tomorrow he'll be announced as the All-Star reserve. But I mean, he just had another fantastic game. It's just 2 games in a row where he's had a double, like I said, double, a 20-10 game. I think 2 games in a row he's at 13 rebounds as well.
Yeah.
I just feel like Stu, because we mentioned it when Stu went out, it felt like the rebounds went down, even though Stu ended up only with 5. But I would have liked to see them more together. And then I would like to, especially late in the game, they just both were kind of on fire. Just from the center position overall, they did great. And again, when we play teams like this where they rely on perimeter shooting, and it's not really our game, even though our guys were hitting from the perimeter tonight, we need, Duran and Stu to step up in the paint for us to help us get the baskets, and they answered the call tonight. And so I've again, no true complaints about Duran. He was also being hacked like crazy, insane. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, he did get to the line, 7 from 10. Isn't bad for him. He was hitting his. I actually thought I don't even remember his misses, to be honest.
Well, he made it. I think he made his first. He made his first 6 or 7. He missed the 2 late, the 2 in a row that he missed at the end of the game.
Okay, but yeah, he again was just came up super clutch, and I just think he deserved a little bit more recognition for that. He had a couple missed defensive assignments. Again, he let a couple guys get behind him, things like that. But again, it just kind of goes, he played 30 minutes. If he maybe had a break, he would have been a little bit more aware and alert late in the game. But overall, no complaints from my 2010 double guy. So
that's what you've been asking for, right? That's what you've been saying. Like, he can eventually get to that 2010, and he will.
And now he's doing it consistently.
Exactly, for sure. He just added another feather in his cap for why he needs to be joining Cade in the All-Star game and JB for All-Star weekend. The guys, like, he's gonna be in the All-Star game. Yeah. They're gonna reward winning. The coaches vote for this. It's crazy. He wasn't even top 20 boss. He wasn't even on the fan ballot in the East. He wasn't even. His name wasn't even there.
I'm saying
20. He wasn't even there. So who knows? He may start because the All-Stars in the East are very small. The starters are very small. He may go from not even being on the ballot to starting. Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, he was great tonight. Like, he did what he was supposed to do against a small team. He did exactly what he's supposed to do against a small team. Al Horford, I love you, bro. Draymond Green, I love you, bro. Y'all are not old, you're not young enough, not athletic enough, not big enough to contain that man. He's too big. He's a man child. Most teams, we saw Mark Williams last night, who's 7'1" and much younger, not be able to stay in front. So what's Al Horford and Draymond Green going to do at this stage, right? Yeah. So he did what he was supposed to do. He dominated that glass. He was scoring at will, but his effort, man, his effort on the offensive glass, the way he was just tapping it, grabbing it while he's getting grabbed. He's trying to get the ball. They're grabbing his arm.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, because you mentioned it, he had 6 offensive boards, 7 defensive boards.
There we go.
And real quick, I do want to mention he did that while also having to guard Draymond Green on the perimeter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it's at first I was upset with him, like, bro, you got to get out there, but you also got to defend the paint. So he was probably just stuck in between, and once again, not having Stu out there with him made it harder for him to guard Dre because he's trying to get the rebound, he's trying to protect the paint. He doesn't want to rely on Tobias, who's with him, to protect the paint on breakdowns. So he's trying to protect the paint. And when they're kicking it out, you can't move faster than the basketball, which is why Draymond Green was. So once again, if Stu was starting, that problem doesn't exist.
Exactly.
You can get out there to that guy because you got Stu under the rim. So I take that back. I was upset with him first for not really getting out to Dre. I mean, you want Dre shooting threes, if anything, right? He can get hot, he can get streaky. He looked like he was going to at one point, but I understand why he was left open because you don't want to give up easy points at the rim.
Yeah, and we talked about it too because he hit 4 threes in like a first quarter and a half, and that was his only 4 threes of the game. Then once he missed the rest. He was 4 from 9. Draymond Green was. But because I agree with you, because for me it was more like, because during our live stream I talked about how I think they were just kind of letting Draymond stay open because he wasn't the biggest threat on the perimeter for who they had. And Draymond has these games where he can just pop off, and tonight was one of them. But then he goes cold, and that's exactly what happened. So once he went cold, we saw the rebound start to pick up.
You said it.
we started.
Once
Yeah.
he missed one, you was like, "Yep, well, there it goes."
Yeah, exactly how he goes. Because look, he was 4 from 9 from 3, 5 of 10 overall, which means that Draymond hit 1 in the paint or 1 in the mid range.
He took
So
9 threes.
yes,
That's crazy.
well, yeah, he took 9. Yeah, it's actually. I'll just tell you real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 Warriors took 4 or more threes tonight.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. And
I
I
love
want to
that
get.
we're not a 3-point shooting team, guys. The Celtics announcer honked me. JT 4-3.
But Kenyatta, you're right. He's doing this at 22 years old,
true.
man.
So true.
22. That's why we always say, guys, that we have a lot of runway with these guys. It's not just about this year. I know we want to go and get it because guys are out and right in the East and these different things. No guarantee we're gonna win the West. We're gonna win the championship just because those guys are out, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about the future for these guys. As much as we want to see the guys win in advance in the playoffs this year, we all do. We all think that's important. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But it's not like the sky is falling if we don't make it to the conference finals, if we don't make it to the finals. We want to, we can.
Yeah.
It's possible, for sure. It's on the board. But
What
we're not going to risk 2 or 3 years of our future to maybe get to the finals.
That's
right?
right.
So
I mean,
that's a great point from Kenyatta for sure.
I mean, you can look at, the Warriors had a dynasty. I mean, that would be beautiful, but they're going literally nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere the next few years. So we're just at the beginning. So now it's just how do you play it out?
Yep.
You get greedy and go for the easy one, like we've seen one and done. I think the last 5 championships have all been different. 5 or 6, the last 5 or 6 years have been all different teams.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about it too. But we're growing. I love that we're growing. But also, D, I had to say, I do love Draymond. I do love Draymond too. I love him too. And I believe in his 3-point shooting. And he had to pick it up tonight because of the lack of some guys. But it's also very easy to shut him down. Like we talked about during the live broadcast, once we killed their momentum, it's very hard for them to get it back. The Warriors they have good pieces, but they're struggling in chemistry. Basically, it's Steph and Dre are the guys, the go-to guys, and they're still kind of figuring out how to deal with Hield and how to deal with Moody and how to deal with Pods and how to deal with Melton. Like they're still trying to, without Butler, like they're still trying to kind of figure it out. So once we cut their momentum, it was over. And it just again speaks to how great the chemistry aspect of it is. And I think that's what also plays a role in the deadline coming up as well.
Agreed.
Like how do you make sure that the chemistry isn't messed with?
That's right. Let's get some quick comments, boss, and then we can take it to the reserve. Zion says, a lot of fans think this is the only year for a chip. Like we have an old core with a window closing like the Warriors do. Exactly, bro. Like I always reference it, but it's true. Like you guys remember, for those who remember the Eastern Conference Finals run from 03 to 08, we're in the 03 phase.
Yeah.
We're not at the 08 phase.
Yes.
We're just getting started. If this was 2008 when we lost to Boston Celtics in our last ECF, and right that actually the last ECF we've been to was in 2008 when Chauncey was getting older, Rip was getting older, Ben was gone, Rasheed was getting older. If you want to make a run, one last hurrah, then you go and make that kind of move because either way after this year you're gonna be going downhill anyway. So might as well give it a shot. This ain't that. This is not that. We're just getting started. And so for those who remember, it's not just about one season. The great years came after that first year. Those are the ones that we always love to come back to. So that's where we are right now on that trajectory. It's just the beginning. It's not the end. And then one more, last one, and I'll let you go. Marvin says, who still wants to trade Durham? Guys, I was y'all remember who was here. I was campaigning all last year defending JD when he wasn't playing well. When he said himself he was playing soft, he said that about himself. But that's why you don't give up on a young, raw, talented player that you draft. That's why you need to take your time with these guys until you see what they have. Can you imagine JD on the cover of Slam in a different uniform this year?
Yeah.
In a Lakers uniform, who tried to get him, right? In the Nets uniform, who tried to get him.
Yeah.
They wanted Nick Claxton. They wanted to trade him for Nikola Vucevic. They were saying to trade him for. It was just silly. This is exactly why you don't make those moves too soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get Duren and Claxton on Sunday, which will be fun. But I just also want to reiterate, guys, for some of you that are like, oh, but Boston, but Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, they're 29 and 30. Jason Tatum's 27, but Jaylen Brown is 29 and Derek White's 31. Like we have the best young. If we grow with these guys for the next few years, we're still going to be one of the youngest in the East with some of these stars. And so it especially, it's kind of both ways. It's like if you have been with the Pistons for so long and you're anxious for another championship, you're like, oh, like I want it right away. If you haven't, if you're younger and you haven't seen a Pistons championship or been aware for one, you're ready for one. I get it. The patience is the toughest part, but all of these guys deserve it. Like, all of them are young and talented, and that's what's so exciting. So I just wanted to say that too, because there are a couple younger East teams. The Hornets are popping off and on
they
offense.
Are. Shout out to Eric Vincent. He called that early before the season started. That was a surprise team.
For me, I just think the Hornets need an identity. Like they need a goal. Like I feel like right now they just kind of threw a bunch of pieces together and now they just need a goal, and then there'll be a problem. And that can happen as early as next season. The Raptors are another younger team. We're a young team, but like the Knicks, the Celtics, everyone's afraid of some of these bigger powerhouses, but like they're older. Like if we want longevity, if we want to stay, a threat in the East for a while, it's beneficial that we're rocking with these young guys. And so, just love it. Just love to see it. And it's exciting. It makes for exciting basketball too. I truly think that the future of the NBA is, well, obviously the future of the NBA is in everybody that's 25 and under right now, but they're all impressing me. All of the young guys are super impressive.
I agree. A few more comments on JD and we'll keep moving. Beastie says Durham with 6 total turnovers in the last 6 games. That is impressive. That's not, especially with them getting more playmaking responsibility. The ball, the higher your usage is, the more turnovers you're going to naturally get, especially as a big, right? That's incredible. 6 turnovers. That's one a game for a 22-year-old big man. That's insane. Devon, I agree. Fans act like this is the only window. It's insane. We were 60 last year. It's all about progressions. To be at number 1 already, we're ahead of schedule. We can't forget that.
And I will say the Celtics and Knicks both won today, so we're still just 5.5 above.
5.5 games up, guys, on second place. We're sitting pretty right now. Marvin says, question, and this is off topic, but we'll get to this. If Ivy is 100% healthy and the Pistons being number 1 in the East, do you think we have a coach and 3 All-Stars this year? So if he never gets hurt, I think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he gets snubbed because I don't think they would have given us 3 All-Stars, unfortunately.
I think Ivy
this soon. He would have deserved it. But go say again.
I think Ivy would have been above Duren. He was averaging 18 points a game. He was shooting over 40% from 3. I think he would have only gotten better, more comfortable.
Oh, that's a great point.
Everybody has noticed, people in the comments have noticed that his demeanor seems a little off because it's hard. This is hard for him. Yeah. But, he's taking it on. I think that he would have just continued to improve. I think it would have been, instead of, obviously everyone knows Duren. So I would have maybe be against the 3 All-Stars, but again, like you said, maybe someone was snubbed. So maybe it would have been J.I. because it kind of seems like Duren is a standout center in the East. Okay. But Ivy, in terms of, I don't think there would be no discourse about us needing a second shooter or who Cade's second guy is. I think that it would have been obvious and apparent. So that's also why I'm just saying, like, I'm really glad that we're winning because this is the exact scenario where you can afford to be patient with someone. If we were losing a lot, it would be, a little bit harder to be patient with someone. But no matter where he goes, Ivy's going to be a force in this league. And so I want him to stay with us. I want him to stay with us. And I think that ownership and office and Trajan, they are on the same page because they've reiterated it. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's a really good question.
It is a good question. It's a great answer too, though, boss. It's a great answer. just based off what we saw from him last year and where he was going. I think that's a great point. And that's a good problem to have. Like, ahead of JD, look what JD's doing now. Like, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Exactly.
That's all I got for JD, man. I want to give him his flowers because he's really coming into his own as a young star big man in this league for sure. At 22 years old, man.
I know.
Imagine him at 26, 27. Sheesh.
Oh, it's disgusting. And they said that he wants
28, 29. Man, go ahead.
Duran came out with a quote this year, guys, where he said he wants Cade to be his point guard for his career.
Yeah, for sure. Blake Griffin wants his Chris Paul for his whole career.
This is a Stephen Draymond kind of Draymond kind of.
There she go. Everybody loves Draymond.
Yeah, everyone loves Draymond. Oh man. But yeah. So I guess while we're on Ivy, do you want to jump to him in the
reserves? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So Ivy tonight, he had 9 points on 3 of 7 shooting, which was 43% overall. 1 of 3 from 3. He had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and 1 turnover in 17 and a half minutes, I'll say. Okay. So for Ivy, a missed layup and a turnover in the first, but other than that, I loved his game. I thought he did great at staying in front of his guy on defense. He made some really timely shots. Deuce and I even talked about on the live. He had some fantastic passes where the basket didn't go, so it didn't count on assist.
Yeah.
He's registered for 2. Nice. I would say he has at least 5. Like, he found people. He looked good out there. The effort was incredible for me. We saw, he got to the line I'm sure you got people that have played basketball in the past. Like, it's hard to, get in the air and then have to, move your arms or switch your position. And Ivy did that to get the shot or to get the foul call. Yep. And so that's why he drove to the basket. I think his decision-making tonight was spot on, honestly. Yep. He had a bad pass at one point, but he took the right shots. He made the right decisions and who to give it to. He would drive to the paint, and he became enough of a threat that people were collapsing to where he could throw the game, throw the ball out to somebody. Like, that's exactly what you need from a second threat. So I really did like his game, and I know that a lot of people, I see you in the comments already, came in with bias about him. They complained about it. I already said what I was unhappy with: a missed layup and a turnover, and then he made up for it in every other aspect. So again, if you're just gonna hold two mistakes against the guy, then you got to hold it against everyone on the team, because everyone on the team had at least 2 mistakes tonight. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I think we talked about it. I'm sorry, go for it. Finish.
Oh, but I did like what I saw from him. I think he came out with a lot of effort, and I really liked seeing him late in the third. That was exciting for me. He came in and he did well. That's when, he hit his 3. That's when he was making the correct passes, the correct decisions. He also had a steal. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the when I was giving his box score, but he was on it. And I saw the 4 rebounds too were all like chase down rebounds. Like, they were hard to get. This is the guard running in to get them. So I really did like this game tonight.
I think this is kind of the problem, boss. And Zion hit on the head. If he got 30 minutes, it's easily a 25-5 game from him. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, the first and only thing they look at is his point total. If he doesn't have 15 plus points, it's a bad game. And that is just a terrible way to look at a game. Terrible way to look at a game. When you look at him, he's averaging about 18 minutes a game. He hasn't played over, I think, 25 minutes once in 30 plus games this year. Once. You can't put yourself in the game. It's clear they are still bringing him along slowly, because there's no need to rush. We're 35-12. There's no need to rush anything. I think that's the problem, though. Everybody's looking at the points. Look at the box. Look at the scoreboard, bro. We won the game.
Look at the game.
He contributed to that. He contributed to it. So I'm just trying to point to, what did he do that people thought wasn't good? He shot 3 for 7. That's about 46%.
Yeah,
he had 2 assists, 1 turnover. That's not great, but it's not bad.
But we also
great defense.
His passes, like, he had
right.
Nice.
He should have 4 or 5 assists easy.
Yes.
You're right.
Yep.
Guys just missed shots.
Yep.
He played great defense. What more do you want to see him do in 18 minutes a game? That is my only question. If anybody can answer that, what more do you expect to see from a guy who's playing 18 minutes? If he's averaging 30 minutes and giving you 9 points and not impactful defensively, not playmaking, not making plays for each other, and just hurting the team, not knocking down shots when they're there, you got something to talk about. We can have a conversation. But if you're looking at the box score and you're seeing he only has 9, 10 points, look at the minutes. Nobody in the league is going to score 20 points a game when they're not even playing 20 minutes a game.
I mean, just look at the game. Like we just talked about, compare it to a SAR, 7 points. Come get on a SAR then if you're just going to be a box score watcher. Right. But Asar had a fantastic game on defense. And like we said, like we just said, like Ivy, like 9 points again. And I totally agree with the 30 minutes. Like if he was just getting more consistency with some of the starting lineup. And yeah, I think he had a great game today. And I don't think that you can, if you say anything else, then you either didn't
There's
watch
nothing
or
to talk
you're
about,
just
bro.
letting your bias get to you. I have to check my bias at the door sometimes too. You know, I'm prepared to do it on Sunday when we play MPJ. I'm prepared to check my bias at the door, but you have to check it and then just realize that, yeah, he still had a good game. But it is a lot about consistency because even when he was in, it was with different guys. He was in with Kate at some points, and he was in with Jenkins at some point. And then he was the one bringing the ball up the court at some point. So I just really think that he, you know, again, it's just for me, I will forever be on the side of giving him the patience that we need. But I'm excited for him to play more minutes. But it's clear to me because it's been exactly between 17 and 18 minutes. That's exactly what it's been all month. I'm wondering if there probably is some lingering stuff there that everyone's aware of that we're not as a public. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
even in those minutes, it's not like he's playing bad because of it. He's still playing good in those minutes.
Yeah.
So once again, for all the comments that are critiquing him, that's fine. I just need you to, if you want me to pay attention to what you're saying in the comments, for those who are critiquing him, if you want me to throw your comment on here, or if you want me to pay attention to you, I need you to answer that question.
Yeah.
What more do you expect him to do in 17, 18 minutes a game that he's not doing right now?
Or
if you can answer that question, if you can give a logical answer that makes sense, I will address you. If you can't, I won't.
Or for me, like we talked about, like last game, we both called him out on having a bad game. It's why he was sad.
Of course.
He did not do well. But
we call it like it is.
You come in here and you can never give him credit for when he has a good game. You can only ever point out his flaws. Then I can't take you seriously. Like you need to, you got to give credit to both sides in order to become, come both ways, just like we do. Like, like again.
We call him out when he don't play well.
Use me as an example. I will tell you a positive thing about LeVert, but then I will tell you what he did wrong. And that's exactly
everybody
what we do with Ivy. It's like if you just come in with negatives, just like you just can't also just come in with positives, which we also try to check ourselves on. It's like make sure we're not only coming in on positives. So, but there's just no way. There's no way you tuned into this game and watched his minutes and said that overall he was terrible and trash. There's no way.
It just tells me you are exercising what is called confirmation bias.
Yes.
That is when you feel the way you feel about something and you will use any piece of information from data to reinforce and back up your argument while avoiding all the other information that goes contrary to your argument. And once again, when you do that, I don't see you, bro. I don't pay attention to you. We got to call it both ways. So we're going to leave it there. In the minutes that he played, again, he shot almost 50%. He played great defense and he knocked down shots. That's what we want the whole team to do. So regardless of how many minutes he's playing, what's he doing in those minutes? Period. If he starts getting more minutes, like I said, if he gets more minutes, if they go up and the production doesn't go up and the impact doesn't go up, I will be the first one to say it. Like we have said it this year when he hasn't played well. But when he does, and you're not acknowledging it, and that's all you're acknowledging is when he doesn't, I'm not going to pay attention to you. Straight up. It's just what it is. And that's anybody, not even just him. Anybody. Y'all know us. We call it like it is. We call it how we see it. Ain't no biases that's going to keep us from being honest. Y'all should know by now if you've been here. If you knew, you may not know that, but now you do.
Yeah. And we're never going to just rat on a guy. These guys are on our team. These guys are human beings that are on our team. I'm rooting for all of them to succeed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to point out the positives. But of course, we're going to
Facts.
critique. But you can't just be all negative all the time.
With anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, any of them.
Yeah.
Because then it's just, I mean, let's go rag on Jaden. Jaden was 3 of 7 tonight. Asar Thompson and Tobias Harris are 3 of 10. Like,
you see what I'm saying? What are we
Yeah.
talking about? And Tobias played 34 minutes.
yeah,
J.I. played literally half of that
yeah,
and gave you as many buckets.
yep,
So yeah, and made both his free throws.
yep,
What are we doing?
yeah.
What are we doing?
So we'll move on.
So,
I know.
Yeah, we'll
y'all-
move on. Y'all
yeah.
know.
You
Y'all know.
guys
But once
got the
again,
bias, but
if you want to be
guys-
addressed, you gotta
Yeah.
come correct, bro. That's all we're saying to
Exactly.
anybody in the chat. Y'all know what it is.
Exactly. Just
All right.
just give
All
them
right.
both. Anyways, okay, so we will move on from Ivy. All right, let's go to how about Danis? Danis,
Let's do it.
He had 12 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 50%, 1 of 2 from 3. He had 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers in 17 minutes. He was also 3 of 3 from the free throw line.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see. I thought I wrote notes for Danis. Nope, I didn't. I tried to make notes tonight, but
Okay.
he made up for it. All of them. Again, they made up for their lack of stuff last game. Like,
Yep.
4 of 8 shooting is fantastic. Every time he shot it, I expected it to go in. None of them were super off. I think he had 1 3 that was a little bit long, and that was like at the beginning, and then he just made up for it in other ways.
For sure.
4 assists. Kind of like Ivy, he definitely had some other good finds that I think just didn't go into the
Yes.
basket, but
Agreed.
he played so well. 2 steals. His defense was fantastic. 2 rebounds. He had a very crucial one towards the end of the game where he just flew in and made sure he got it.
Yes.
Only 1 foul. 2 turnovers on 4 assists isn't fantastic. One of his turnovers again was kind of off his foot, I feel like. It was just kind of when the Warriors are cracking down. It's just not something he's known for, but he hit his clutch free throws as well, again in clutch minutes. Hit a good 3. Yeah, no complaints for Danis. He is back. He had the second most points behind Stu off the bench. One of the 6 guys that was in double digits. So he was another guy, only 17 minutes. I would have liked to see him more towards the end of the third. Again, instead of coming in at 2 minutes, coming in at 4 minutes, 5 minutes left in the third, seeing him a little bit more in the fourth with Cade, which we did see a little bit of. I guess I just wanted to see him a little bit more because he was producing tonight. So he's another guy it's kind of ticking down. I have a feeling that come the deadline, he'll have a full contract with us. Yes. And so that's kind of where I feel. I think the 2-ways, I think it's like a league rule that if you upgrade a 2-way during the season, the most they can get is a minimum. So there's honestly no reason why we wouldn't sign him at this point, I feel. So just really good to see him bounce back. He's one of my favorite players. My mom voted him for Belt tonight.
Hey,
She just loved Danis. But it's
Okay.
hard not to. He just really takes care of it. And again, he's just another reason I think it wasn't even – he put up great stat lines for the minutes he played. But again, we don't need to have Cade playing 35 minutes when we have a guy like Danis. So I do hope to see that balanced out a little bit better. See him at least at the 20 mark and Cade closer to 30, if anything. But fantastic night from Jenkins.
Yeah, I felt like he just picked up right where Cade left off tonight. Right. And that's why at the beginning of the year, when we were getting into it with guys, on the show, our guys, Eric and King, right? I was saying he needs to be on this team because other than Cade Cunningham, he is the only natural point guard. We need somebody for Cade to pass the baton to when he sits down. So that way he's not playing 35, 40 minutes like he did when J.I. went down last year. We didn't have a point guard before Shorty got here, right? This is the whole point of having that backup point guard to come in and just steady everything. He comes into the game and there's minimal drop-off, if any at all, when Cade sits down. Consistently. Outside of the last game, all year long when he's played, he has looked great. And he has helped to build the leads that we have when the starters sit down. Or cut into the deficit that we're in when the starters sit down. Either way, he has been a positive on the court. McLemore says, what I look for now is how he reacts to defensive rotations and improving his basketball IQ. He is a young player with very high ceiling. Yes, bro. He did a great job of pushing the basketball tonight.
Yeah.
He was pushing the ball. He was part of that unit that helped us build that lead. He was pushing the pace, and he has a way of being under control while he does it. We talk about guys like Asar who like to push, but sometimes a little out of control. Dennis Jenkins is always under control.
Yeah.
He's always under control. His turnover rate is very seldom you see him with more than 2 turnovers in the game. Sometimes he's just got none. He's 4 or 5 assists. He's a second on this team in assists behind Cade, I think averaging 4 assists a game.
Yeah.
Look at his turnovers. Probably about 1.
Are rare to see from him. When I see them from him, I'm just like, that was like, it's a fluke. It's a fluke.
Yep.
It's like they were studying film on him or something. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the league is catching on to Dennis Jenkins.
Yes, for sure. And this is. Can you guys believe there are actually people on different platforms after last game, these last 2 games, saying he needs to go back to the G League and we need a real point guard off the bench because he ain't it. Just these knee-jerk reactions drive me up a wall.
Yeah.
We lose a game. We got to go do this. We got to do that. The guy plays bad. Duncan can't shoot. He's not a good shooter anymore. Like, these knee-jerk reactions drive me crazy. It's an 82-game season. He can't have one bad game for people to lose, to keep trust in him, to have trust in him. So he was great. His vision was great in the half court, just making the right play. He processes the game like a quarterback. He knows what's coming before it happens. Before the defense shifts because he got penetration, he knows where it's coming from. He just knows. He sees the game so well. Yes, T. Davis, him, Jaden Ivey, Ron on the court with Stu and whoever else you want to put out there.
Fast and clean. And Ivy and Jenkins were working great off of each other.
Yes, they were.
Again, the assists weren't there because, I mean, it just wasn't hitting at times, but like they were working so good. Them with the ball movement on the court was just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
It was incredible, man. Like, and Jaden plays great with another pure point guard. That's why we didn't like seeing him and Karis LeVert. We didn't like seeing him and Duncan Robinson. We want to see him with Cade. We want to see him with Duncan Robinson or with Dennis Jenkins. Guys who can help get him to his spots, get his offense going, get him downhill, put him in position to be successful, to do what he does best. And when that's happened, that's why we've seen Jaden Ivey look better the last week and a half. It's just putting guys in the right position. Zion says, I'm genuinely not trolling when I say I saw less doom and gloom when we were losing 28. Bro, it's like, what do you want? Isn't that insane?
Deuce and I were just talking about this where I was like, I feel like it hasn't been this stressful. Like, why? It was never this stressful in all the years. And now we're number 1 in the East. We lead by 5.5 games. And it's the most stress I've ever felt from people. And I just want to say, just real quick, because I don't care. You suck, Jermaine Last. I don't like you.
I'm not paying that any attention, bro.
I'm just saying some
people just want attention. We just can't give it to them. Can't give it to them. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, bro. It comes with the territory. But getting back to Dennis Jenkins, man. Getting back to Dennis Jenkins, because that don't even deserve attention. Dennis Jenkins was incredible, bro. Like you mentioned, it just coming up with the loose balls, not allowing those second chance opportunities that was driving us crazy. Yeah. Right? Yeah. He just makes the right play. We say like guys like Javonte Green just makes the right play, just does stuff. Dennis Jenkins does that at the point guard position. And somebody said, where did we find him? Who said that? Where how do we find this dude? Yeah, this dude went undrafted in the 2024 draft, guys. He went undrafted. Our guy Jeremy Hart, who is his player and development coach. Shout out Jeremy. He's been with him for years. Back at St. John's in college, back at Iona before that. He's been with him. And he always had confidence. He saw something in his game that said, hey, this dude has a chance. And when I first saw him, Summer League of 2024 on our team, because Trajan Langdon said, hey, come, you know, we'll give you a shot. We like what you can do over here. Trajan Langdon saw it. So when I watched him in the Summer League, I'm like, bro, why is he here? Like, why isn't he already signed by somebody else? Where did he come from?
Right.
He went undrafted. So talk about a diamond in the rough And from that point forward, boss, I promise you, when I saw him in that first game against the Houston Rockets,
Nope.
I'm like, this dude is we need to keep this dude. We need to keep him. He just jumped off the screen. The things he's doing now, he was doing it then. He just got overlooked.
I watched that exact same game. I got to find the message because I messaged him after that game because I was so impressed with how he played.
Yeah.
And he did respond. And, you know, he just said, I just told him I was a fan for life, no matter where he ended up. I just remember his post-game interview because he popped off. His post-game interview was just talking about how he was going to make it to the NBA. That's his goal. And he's going to work for that every day. And here he is. It is insane that we found him, that we got the rise up that he's had. And again, we and you have talked about whether or not if Ivy and Sasser weren't injured at the beginning of the season, would he have gotten the minutes that he did? And again, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise of that he did get these minutes, just like we talked about with the Nuggets, with Jokic being injured, like Peyton Watson getting his moment. Right. Now we have Dennis Jenkins getting his moment, which he absolutely deserves. But it all goes back to, you know, Trajan and other guys just making sure that he's on our G League team and he's accessible because we could to see the potential in him. And there have been plenty of guys that, like Alex Caruso, started in the G League. Like there are plenty of dominant NBA players that started there, and I don't think Dennis Jenkins will ever go back. I mean, he has a career and he's an NBA player officially, and I can't wait for him to come. You know, for him to be signed with us to start it off. So
yeah, Dennis Jenkins is a baller, man. Like I'm so happy for him, man, because this season has been a roller coaster for him. Every opportunity that he's been given, no matter how big or small, he's come in and made an impact. And you would think, you know, he hit the game tying 3 against the Wizards in the corner. He followed that up with a half-court buzzer beater against the Sixers. Another game late in the game against the Bulls. In a close game, he made play after play after clutch play to help us win that game. And that's when we saw him off ball with Cade and how good Cade looked off ball with another playmaker in the and then that was followed up by him getting DNPs.
Yeah.
And it's like, huh? Yeah. And then again, he stayed ready after that. He had 3-4 games of DNPs. He gets thrown into a game and he contributes again. That's what Jeremy Hart always says. He says, we're always ready. Always. We're always going to be ready for the moment. And that's what he is. He's a dog. He's always ready to go. Always. Like, I have trust in him. I say it all the time. When he's got the ball in his hands, I'm chilling. I'm like this. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, exactly.
What you got for us, bro? I'm not like, oh, don't turn it over. Don't get, move the ball. Like, he knows what to do.
Yeah.
He knows what to do. Somebody said it earlier. He's the reason we don't need Derek White. If Eric Vincent was here, he would explode right now. Pause if he saw that comment because he cannot stand Derek White. But yeah, that's why I don't feel like we need guys like Alvarado or Kobe White, or we have our point guards. We got Cade and Dennis Jenkins. That is all we need for both of these units. And then in situations to get Cade off ball, we can let Dennis play along with him and let Cade really start to go to work offensively by not having 10 eyes on him defensively every time down the court. So he just opens up the game for us in so many different ways. And I just am happy for him that now more and more people are starting to see just how good he really is, because he really is a good basketball player, man.
Yes, he is. And
that's all I got on him, man.
Just a tough guy. Just a tough guy. He works for everything he has. So
yes,
it's just incredible to see him here. He really fits into the Detroit mindset so well. So yeah, I am excited because I think that's coming at deadline is a contract for him, because he, first of all, running out of games, and second of all, two-way players are not eligible to play in the playoffs. So he needs a standard contract to do so. And
shout out to Rodney. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You ready to go on?
That's all I got. Man. Yeah. Let's keep moving.
Same. So let's go to Ron Holland. Ron tonight, he had 6 points on 2 of 5 shooting, which was 40% overall. 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds and 1 assist and 1 steal in 16 minutes.
Okay.
Ron. He in the second he had that steal that led to the Stu dunk. which was really nice.
Yeah.
He looked good out there. And I will say too, so he had 3 personal fouls overall, not in foul trouble. Again, a guy I would have liked to see get more minutes late in the game for our defensive effort. Because I talked about last game how the first substitution in the third quarter against the Suns was Ron. He was the first one off the bench because it was because it was when we were having our comeback.
Okay.
And then we emphasized defense because our defense was what was helping our comeback. So Ron was the first sub in. Usually lately it's, in like the first quarter, it's usually Stu or Ivy. In the first, but Ron was the first in the third quarter last game. So I would have liked to see him more tonight. He definitely, I remember his drive to the back. All of his baskets were at the rim. He was 2 of 5 at the rim, and then he had the 2 free throws, which was a drive to the rim. Yeah. His steal, he only has 1 steal, but I know he disrupted others again.
Deflections.
The 4 rebounds. I mean, that's just so impressive. We had Robinson and Jenkins had 2 rebounds. Green had 3, and then everyone else had more than 4. That's just incredible. Everyone scored tonight. Everyone that played tonight scored and had a rebound. That's just fantastic. And Ron has been really, crashing the boards lately. And again, he's like that same thing. Like we talked about, someone mentioned Ivy with how he would have been a 25-5 guy. I think Ron could have been like a 10-8-3 guy tonight kind of thing.
Off the bench
for sure. At least doubled his rebound.
Sure.
So I would have liked to see a little bit more from him, but in the minutes that he was out there, he just totally made an impact. So truly, we've talked about Wu being consistent. We've talked about Tobias being consistent and Ron being consistent. Like these guys just really go out there and play their brand of basketball. And that's exactly still what Ron did tonight. So I just would have liked to, again, seen him more in the rotation late in the game. But otherwise, he did fantastic in the 16 minutes he was out there.
Yeah, I saw Jade. I think somebody mentioned it too. JB was upset with him for that foul on that 3-pointer.
Oh yeah,
get back. He was mad. This funny guy. They showed JB's reaction, and Boss said that JB's reaction. He was looking at Ron the way Ron looked at officials off a terrible call. Like bro, like for those who've seen Dave Chappelle, the episode of Making the Band with the Dave Chappelle skit, he was looking like Dylan. I spit hot fire. But no, Ron was great, man. 16 minutes for him to do what he did. Marvin, there you go. I was Marvin. Shout out to Marvin. He was hot, bro. He was hot. It's certain things that coach ain't tolerating no more.
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't
it's just like we're leveling up now. We gotta continue to build, guys. We can't regress and make the same mistakes that shoot us in the foot. That was just funny to see that. That was funny. Yeah, I agree, Dre. But yeah, like Ron is defense to offense. He's a guy that can create his own offense off his defense. Just making heady, like a lot like Javante can, a lot like Asar can. But he's just a playmaker, man. 20 years, he just turned 20 a few months ago, guys.
Ridiculous.
Shout out to Rodney. He just turned 20, man.
Yeah.
And he's just doing a lot of the little things, boss. Like he also did a good job guarding Steph. He also did, like we said before, Ron is good at being able to guard smaller defenders. We've seen him guard the Tyrese Maxeys, the Peyton Pritchards, all these, the TJ McConnells. Tonight was Steph Curry. Tough guard. But he did a great job of staying in front, staying attached, making shots difficult. And I've said it before, I'm going to keep saying it. Early this year, Ron did not do a great job of help side rebounding.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of time off missed shots. If Stu was there to contest, Ron is leaking out instead of grabbing the board to finish the possession. And you would see Stu visibly getting upset, like, bro, I know I can board, I know I can contest, but to ask me to contest and then be a pogo stick and go get the board after that is a lot. So help me, bro. And now Ron is not leaking out as much. He knows the transition is going to still be there if you go and grab the board, because guess what? You have the speed to board and push. You can board and push. So you don't always have to leak out or rely on Stu to get the board. And you can help finish possessions, hold teams to one shot with your help side rebounding. He's done a much better job attacking the glass.
Agreed.
The defensive glass. He's gotten so much better. And now he's boarding and pushing. Now he's got some flexibility, some room to now go ahead and make plays off the board and push. So I want to give him credit for that because he plays big. He's like 6'7", 6'8", but he plays big on those boards, and that helps us defensively to be able to do what we do best, which is get out in transition and run. So y'all get it, but I got to give him credit for that for sure.
No, absolutely. And we just talked about it. Like, again, I'll say it again. It's something they've been working on. It's something the coaches pointed out to him. He immediately took it to heart and wanted to improve it. And I just want to say, like, with Stu, I've had my issues with Duran's rebounds, but he's gotten better. He's on the uptick for sure. But like when they don't get the boards, it's usually from a guard kind of flying in. Like not someone that they're guarding, not someone that they're boxing out. So Ron is that guard for us to make to help rely on. And he's definitely someone that, again, like kind of what we talked about during the live too, is like seeing him and Stu late in the game, I think could have really minimized some of the second chances that the Warriors were getting, and even just their looks at the rim. So yeah, he's just, I mean, I saw a thing recently. It was on Instagram. It was just like a guy kind of going off of stats and how they would line up their futures. It's like, are you a good player, a great player, an all-star, an MVP, championship? And they had Ron at just good player. But the way he's playing right now, the way that he takes things to heart and continues to grow, if he keeps up this growing and like, again, if he starts hitting his threes more consistently, getting the mid-range, getting the rebounds, he's gonna jump those. He's not gonna be a good player. He's gonna be an all-star. And I know it's hard to look at him right now and be like, that's an all-star worthy guy. We all know that he should have been in the Rising Stars, I believe. Motivation. But it is because, he's very defensive minded. But again, he told us in the offseason, I want to work on my 3-pointers. So what's he been doing? Making threes. And then he's like, and then just a couple weeks ago, they said, hey, Ron, you can rebound more. So what's he been doing? Rebounding more.
Exactly.
Like, it's just like
the challenge.
He immediately, exactly. He immediately jumps on it. And that's how you grow. There are plenty of, I can list 5 off the top of my head. There are plenty of guys in the NBA that I think are stagnant. And our coaching staff and the guys and our team and the teammates and the individuals themselves, it all is a perfect match for guys that are continue to grow and have the best careers they possibly can have in the NBA. And
these guys want to be coached.
Exactly.
They want to be coached. Yeah. That's the difference. That's why JB Bickerstaff works here and he didn't work in Cleveland. Because he hasn't changed his coaching approach.
Yeah.
From Cleveland to here, he has not changed his approach. He is the same coach. I've done my research and homework on him with those few years. And the difference is those guys didn't want to be challenged. They didn't like the way he would coach them. And these guys here want to be coached. And that is why he is no longer there, because they didn't want a coach. They want a player's coach, a coach who's going to give them, who's going to coddle them a little bit and stroke their ego and tell them how great they are and tell them in a nice way what they should do. JB ain't about that. JB is Detroit. That's how we get down here. We can accept tough love and criticism because we know where it's coming from. And that's the difference. That's why these guys are playing for him, because they're seeing the results of listening to him.
And we talked about this before, me and you have. Like Evan Mobley is an example. He was DPOY and then he kind of fell off. And the other day I was watching a Cavs game and it was Stan Van Gundy and them. It was a national televised game. And he was talking about how he's just like, people are talking about how he needs to grow his game, but this is just who he is. This is Mobley. He's just going to be a good player. I don't think he needs to improve at all. I don't want that kind of mindset. You win DPOY and then you fall off. And then they're just like, well, this is what you're stuck with. Like, you're still young. Get better. We've seen guys.
Right.
We've seen Reggie Miller develop his game. We've seen I can't even name so many guys just develop their games going on. Ron Artest even just develop their games into different areas to help. And I just think Ron is one of those guys because he loves the game so much and he just wants to be out there and doing what he does best. And I think what's nice about Ron, because just to compare it a little bit, is like the coaching staff has asked some things of Asar that maybe he wasn't ready for, like ball handling, which we just said has improved now when you give it time. Like the arch on his shot, he made one of his mid-range shots turnarounds is like a straight laser, but it went in.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking too much about, I need to arc my shots more, maybe it wouldn't go in. But it just goes to show like Ron is just super malleable at this point, and he's taking it all in. He's just going to be a scary guy in 3 to 4 years. Think of what he can develop in 3 to 4 years. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Right. I'm scared for the league.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm scared for the league, man, because these guys, and they're all going to be peaking around the same time. That's the scary part. We have a group that's going to grow together. You mentioned the Warriors when they had Klay Thompson and they had Steph and Dre. They built around those guys. They built around the margins with those guys. And that's why those guys won 4 championships, because they kept their core together. That's the point. All those guys were drafted from Golden State. All those guys except for Klay are going to finish their careers with Golden State. And Klay played there for 10 plus years. Yeah. So we're building this the same way. So it's going to be fun to watch going. That's why we're always talking about the future, because it's only going to get better from here, man. So I want to shout you guys out, man. It's 3:00 in the morning. You guys are still here with us, man.
Guys.
Money says the reason I'm online at 255. This been my squad says 98. Zion, I appreciate your comment as well. We appreciate all you guys' comments, man, for hanging with us.
Guys.
We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon.
Yes, we got
gonna get to a few more guys. Rashad says 3 a.m. Y'all still going strong. Dedication. Appreciate y'all, man. So let's go ahead and keep moving, boss. Let's go ahead so we can get everybody to sleep and we can try to get some rest ourselves.
Let's do it. I know we'll stop with the tangents. We'll have plenty of time to talk. So, we got 2 more guys. We'll go to Javonte Green next.
Let's do it.
Javonte had
woo. Sorry.
He had 3 points on 1-for-1 shooting, 1-for-1 from 3, 3 rebounds, no stocks, no fouls, which I just love to always point out, in 8 minutes. We should see more of him.
Facts.
He's one of the guys 1-for-1 from 3 and playing incredible defense, not fouling. He has no stocks, but again, I'm sure he disrupted some things. He stayed in front of his guys. We should have seen more of him. This is now 2 games in a row where he had lower minutes than he's really ever had.
Mr. Can I please get some more minutes, coach?
Exactly. So that's like, D said, did we get hurt or something? Someone did say that he was.
Yeah, somebody said that, but I didn't see what it was. Anybody hear anything post game? I haven't checked my phone. I try to be locked in on this.
Let me know, because someone did mention that he looked that he was injured or went out. So please let me know. They just said Green, so I don't know if they were referring to Javonte or Draymond.
Maybe Draymond. Okay.
But Draymond did come back in, so
he did. That's true. Yeah, let us know if y'all see anything.
So I'm curious. Because again, so he's just someone I would like to see more. I mean, what a perfect stat line. 8 minutes, he made his only shot and had 3 rebounds, no fouls. Let's go, Javonte. Not much else to say about him other than I wish we saw more. So
yeah, I was surprised. He's been as we said it before, especially in games when you're trying to protect the lead and put teams away. He's a guy who, when he's on the court, 90% of the time when he leaves the game, he's going to leave it in a better place than it was when he was on the court, before he came on the court. He just does stuff. I always say that. He just gets stuff done for you. Rarely do you see him having a bad game. So I don't know why. It would make sense. That would actually I won't say I'll feel better if he was hurt, because obviously I won't be hurt.
It would just
at least I would explain. It would explain why he didn't play, because he's been getting some pretty good minutes throughout the year, as he should be getting, because he just played so well. Yes. But I don't know why he didn't play tonight. I think we could have definitely used him. I feel if he played more, this game would have been put out of reach.
Okay.
I do. Straight up. So
just real quick, Joshua, I'm Benedict Matherin's cousin. Are you really? Because
I need that card pull. I need some proof on that.
Yeah, because I'm just curious. Because Matherin, other than his little beef with Ivy, I like him.
No, he can play. Matherin. He could definitely play.
So,
he got a lot of game.
Yeah, talk to me more about that, because I love him.
For sure.
But yeah, Mr. Here you go, Chris. Mr. Y Mr. only getting.
I was looking for you, coach. That was me trying to draw you out, bro. That's crazy. Like, Tobias got 34 on a back-to-back, bro. 34 minutes for Tobias in the back-to-back.
And that's like, and Javonte played 11 minutes last night.
Only 11? Yeah. Well, he didn't play well last game, though. That was one of the few games this year he didn't play well.
Well, he had
that makes more sense. But he didn't play bad tonight in the minutes he was in, so I'm not sure why he didn't play as much.
It kind of comes off to me like a little bit of I'm Benedict Matherin's cousin. He's coming to
I'm
Detroit. Thank you later.
screaming.
That's funny. Well, I mean, I'll come
We'll
back
see
to you if
about
that
that.
happens. Yeah, if that happens, I'll be like, all right, he was onto something. If not, yeah.
Well, I know where he's going with it though, but we'll see. He says, "Promise you, he will be a Piston this week." All right, hey, don't go running, bro. Hey, come February 5th, if it happens, I'll
We're going
salute
to the Pacers.
you. We'll see. Look, no disrespect, bro, but I'm perfectly fine with our team as it is right now. If we make a small move, if it happens, like I said, yeah, like Krull says, don't run, bro. If it don't happen, I want to see you. But if it does, we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
If
but
it
we
does
appreciate
happen, please come back. Let's chat
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
we'll talk about it
I
for
trust
sure. We'll talk
nothing.
about the aftermath and all that stuff.
But anyways, just had to say that. But yeah, Javonte, like you said,
D Davis is silly.
Just low minutes. I know. I saw that too. The way he was typing that I'm not even kidding.
I'm dead.
D gets it. It's women's intuition.
I'm screaming, bro.
And
That's
then I put that up. I
hilarious.
was like, this man has the exact same vernacular as
We'll see. Either way.
Anyways, yeah.
Go ahead.
Javonte, you good, bro? I'm gonna have to look into this potential injury he had because, like you said, like a little bit of an explanation because the way he played, again, no fouls, 3 rebounds. He was disruptive. He hit his 1 of 1 from 3. You would expect to see him more.
I'm screaming. Go ahead. Don't mind me. I'm over here being petty. Go ahead.
Okay, you would just expect to see him more in the game, and so did I. I thought he was who I would, even if they didn't put in Stu, I wanted Woo. I think we talked about it in the live. I wanted my last to be like Cade, Cade, Jenkins, Woo, Stu, and Asar. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. 2 of the 3 wings.
Yes.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
Right. Or I'm sorry. Look, between Asar, Ron, and Javonte, 2 of those 3, I wanted to see in the game. Finish his game. Yeah, Dre, it's lit tonight, bro. We having a lot of fun, man. We're gonna have fun regardless of the situation. We're gonna turn into lemonade regardless. Always lemonade.
Go to bed.
Don't forget that. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got on Javonte. Hopefully we get some more tick for him next game. Go ahead.
We're gonna end strong. We're gonna end on Stu. Beef
do it.
Stew.
Ooh, we definitely gonna end strong there.
Yes. 14 points on 7 of 10. 7 of 10 shooting. 0 of 2 from 3. I didn't even really see his threes. He had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. He's back in the stocks column.
There we go.
2 games.
There we go.
On 24 minutes.
Okay.
Fantastic night. Again, should have been in to close it out. Not on him.
Yeah, man. Oh my.
So I can't. All I have to say, that's all I can say is that he should have been in to close it out the way he was playing. But this man was on fire. Like, he was cleaning up shots. He was finding his own shots. He was on pick and rolls. He was cutting when there was no one, cutting behind the defense to get there. He just looked so good. He was getting his boards, cleanups. He had the block on Curry. Where it was all the way up.
Yep. And that was nice. He threw it back to half court almost. That was crazy. On the way up too.
That's a Ben Wallace block. My favorite type.
Exactly.
So, and again, 14 points. Good to see him back in double. This is now the second game in a row because yesterday he had 11 points. He was in that, when he comes off the bench, he tends to stay in that 8-point region. So to see him back to 11, 14 points. So I would like to see him at the end. That's not his fault. So all I can say for the game that he did play, beautiful. Yeah. And it's great to see him back in the stocks column. He really, truly had, let me see, he had no turnovers. Yeah, he had no mistakes tonight. He was on fire. I'm so excited to see him Sunday because it feels like he came out of that little slump from last 2 games. Again, like, he almost doesn't feel like himself. I feel like he also doesn't feel like himself when he doesn't get a block, you know? So loved everything I saw from Stu tonight. And he would also be, a high contender for me for the belt. So
yeah. D Davis said Draymond did not mess with him. Ever since they got into that scuffle where they were grabbing each other's jerseys and Stu was like, I'm for all the action. They haven't had any scuffles at all.
He mentioned that
at all since then.
We mentioned that in the live. I mentioned that Draymond was only shooting threes because he wasn't getting in the paint, because guess who was
Yeah.
there? Stu.
Yeah.
He was
Exactly.
only shooting
Yeah.
threes because he wouldn't go in. He wouldn't get
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah. Man, Isaiah Stewart, man. We talked about JD adding another feather to his cap for All-Star. I feel like tonight Isaiah Stewart added another feather to his cap for DPOY. Oh my God, man.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. If you watch this game, the plays he made, the impact he had on this game was insane. Guys are afraid of him now in that paint.
Mm-hmm.
It was so many times. It was one play on the break. It was like a 3 or 4 on 1. And he's the only guy back. It's Stu. And they're fumbling the ball. And they turned it over. It was 3 or 4 guys. It was just Stu. And they're just that respect. Yes, they were the respect they have for him now is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
When he's in the game, you just feel the defense just pick up. Right? We talked about all the offensive rebounds they were getting early in this game. When Stu was in the game, one and done, man. One and done. They were not getting any offensive boards. All their shots were tough. Oh my Lord. Like it was incredible watching him in this game. And the way his touch around the rim has improved. He's going lefty off the glass. This dude I never thought I would say it, but he has the ability to be an all-star level player in this league, guys. A year or two ago, I never thought I'd say that about Isaiah Stewart. And that's y'all know I've always loved him. His heart. But his skill level is catching up to his heart, guys. Yes. Like, this dude is a menace. He's a menace. It's incredible. I don't even have the words. I don't have the words. Doris knows what's up. She knows basketball. I don't have the words for him, guys. Mm-hmm. He's just incredible. Like, he is far and away the best defender we've had, especially in that painted area, since Ben Wallace, and it's not close. It's not close. Andre Drummond, I love what he brought. Is no comparison whatsoever. Isaiah Stewart is otherworldly defensively. For him to be his size at 6'8" and not be able to jump out the bin like Ben Wallace or the gym like Ben Wallace could, it's phenomenal. I've never seen nothing like this from a guy who was built like him. Be as good defensively as he is. So he guards the perimeter. He was out there on Steph Curry, Anthony Melton, guarding them all the way from the island, all the way to the rim, making them get the ball up. Mm-hmm. He does it everywhere. He doesn't cease to amaze me. Like, he's just incredible. He's incredible. Guys, like, if you can, go back and watch this game. If you missed it, go back and watch this game. And don't just look at the box score stuff. Don't just look at the blocks, the steals. Look at how he's guarding. Look at the mistakes he's covering up. Look at how he's rotating. Look at how he's guarding the perimeter. Look at how he's holding guys to one shot, teams to one shot. Look at how he's making guys hesitate before they shoot the ball because they know he's there. He's incredible. Yes, perfect, Marvin. Jason Maxiell times 10.
I love
Jason
that.
Maxiell was an undersized big. He about 6'7", right? I would say he had Stu's heart, but he just didn't have Stu's skill. He was actually more athletic than Stu as far as being able to get up off the floor because he was like 6'7". He was built weird. Like, he was like 6'7", but built. It's hard to describe, but he could jump out the gym.
Yeah.
Stu doesn't have the ability to jump out the gym like that, but he's a much better defender. He's not just an athlete or a guy that can do things because of his athleticism. He can do so many things in spite of his athleticism. Mm-hmm. It's different. This dude watches film. You can see he watches a ton of film. Where he's come from 2 years ago to now is ridiculous. Nobody saw him doing this. Nobody.
You and I talked to Natalie Kerwin about it, and she talked about how Stu was just an angel compared to who he is on the court. Like, just very, like, two different. But she talked about how his work ethic and what he does, he takes it so seriously. He's just watching film. He's studying. He's, he's like, when he's locked into the game, whether it's at practice or in the locker room, like, he's making sure that he understands his opponent. So I absolutely do agree with you.
He's different, McLemore. He's different, bro.
And and Jason Maxiell is a great comparison, except Stu's going further than him.
Absolutely. No question about it.
Yeah, but it is like you said, the heart is there, and Stu just takes it beyond that. He takes his heart into what he does, and he just takes it so seriously for this team. And I think that's why we saw this game from him tonight after a couple lackluster Stu games in his terms. Like, yes, he put up 11 points for us last game. Denver, he did okay on defense. He got some points, in the paint, but like he was very you could tell right away with a lot of these guys, Jenkins, Duncan, Stu, they wanted to get back into their normal rhythm, and they did it tonight. And that just again that goes to heart as much as it goes into work ethic.
Right. Great point. I want to get to some quick comments. I know we're just late, but y'all are cooking tonight for sure when it comes to Isaiah. I know I said a lot. I know I'm like really gushing over him, man. Pause, but like the things he's doing is just insane. So I want to get to some of these comments. Let's see. It needs Stu to get to get Duran like that's coming, bro. That's coming. Yeah. You got to remember, Stu's older than him. I think Stu's 24. JD's 22. So JD 24 is going to be much better defensively if he just stays around Stu and stays around Patop and Cole and these guys. Mahai, I'm sorry, bro. I always butcher your name. Mashahaya, I think, says Stu is like a 6'8" Tim Duncan. Right. Just very fundamentally sound. Tim Duncan could barely slide tissue paper up under his feet when he jumped off the ground. But he was always in the DPOY conversation. Yeah. Because he always studied film, extremely high IQ, had ridiculous timing. Yeah. Ridiculous timing. And that's Isaiah Stewart. Yeah. He has great timing. It's incredible. You see guys who are taller than him, who could jump higher than him, get absolutely stuffed at the rim because he's got great timing. He's got great positioning. So I don't know how else to describe it, man. But Duran's defense improved a lot. But man, if we get Duran, that's those two guys, those two in 2 years as a double big combo as a starting lineup, forget about it. Forget about it. Mm-hmm. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So yeah, I just want to give Stu credit, bro, because he does not get no credit for the stuff that he does, man. He is absolutely incredible.
Agreed.
Incredible, man.
And I think whatever little slump we were in these past few games, I think we're out of it. Yeah. And I know tonight it seemed like it was kind of a win. Even Deuce was a little down about it. Wasn't happy with the way we won, but it was more so on rotations that it was personal.
The players. Yep.
Yeah. So, but
incredible, man. Yes. I'm so happy that this dude is. And guys, last thing, he's making $15 million a year, man. Yeah. I'm gonna say it again. Isaiah Stewart, DPOY candidate, off the bench, by the way, is making $15 million a year. You know how much of a bargain that is right now? When he first signed that contract like 2 years ago, people were saying he was overpaid. Yeah. Now he is he's worth you can make a case he's worth $25-30 million a year. Yeah. And he's making $15 million.
And that's another reason why I don't want to bring on a big star, to pay them $40 million a year, MBJ, because we have other guys that we should pay for it. I just don't like it.
Who deserve it? 100%.
Also, well, for all of you guys that's still in, Deuce too. I know, I'm excited.
Woo! Come Tuesday, girl. That's gonna be cinema. Go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
Jokic tonight put on 31 points and double digit something. Let me look up real quick. Oh my gosh.
Do your thing. Look it up, and I'm gonna hit on this real quick.
Well, that's because I also want you to show. I know there's been some fan discussion about if I'm a Pistons fan or a Nuggets fan. More, and I promise you guys
Set it up.
But we'll show you a video to prove that I am a Pistons fan above all else. But just real quick, Jokic on just 24 minutes, limited minutes, put up 31 points and 12 rebounds.
That's insane, bro. Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So I that's why I'm so happy we won in Denver without him, because who knows what's going to happen Tuesday, but it's going to be a test. It's going to be a test. Fun. Yes.
Watching the DPOY I'm gonna stop saying candidate. Watching the DPOY go against the best player in the league is going to be that immovable force against the unstoppable train, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be fun. I'm gonna see. Something's gonna have to give. It's gonna be fun to see those two go at it, though, for sure. Yeah. That's gonna be cinema, man. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. Let's see. Anything else I want to get to? Let's see. So last time Pistons won at Golden State was, you said 2022, right?
2022 is when they won in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Wow.
Against the Warriors. I don't
Okay.
know when it was before.
Okay. All right. And then last one, boss. I wanted to get to this too. Because are you done with individual?
Yeah, we got them. We hit
Okay.
them all. That's
Okay.
everyone. Yep.
So last thing, guys. Trade player exception. Trade player exception. We've been talking about that. Boss has been talking about it. She's got a list of guys she likes.
Najee,
I got a few guys I like. Najee
Najee,
Marshall's who she likes. I
Najee.
like Bobby Portis. That's who
Bobby
Fats
Portis.
Kim mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would like.
Still
I
on it.
know he and Stu had the issue. I think of
No,
those. I think those
no.
guys can get. To me, it's not a T Wolf situation from last year
We've had an
where those
issue
guys are
with
throwing
everybody.
hands and they were just talking. I could see
And
those
look-
guys if they're in the same team liking each other. I don't know them. I mean, I don't know Bobby, but go
When
ahead.
Ivy got last year, we played the Bucks. Ivy got pushed down. Bobby helped him up. Like in the same, and this was after the scuffle. Like that's just Bobby Portis is a good guy. Like he's not someone I think that we would hold a grudge against. You know, Royce
Yeah.
O'Neal's on my list too, but Najee and Bobby, they are top tier for me.
Yeah,
Top tier. But then
I agree.
and then again, and we'll see what happens. I just need moves to be made, but yeah.
I feel like Bobby'd be great, man. I feel like he'd be great. He could be that stretch four.
Well, we
And the
talked
thing is,
about
like, especially with Giannis about to be on the move,
Uh-huh.
potentially, Bobby ain't trying to stay around for that. He a champion. He's already won a championship, which is another great thing for a young team. You got that championship experience, right? But he can stretch the floor. He's a big.
Yeah, credit to Dante
perfect.
too. Dante DiVincenzo's on the list. Whoops.
I don't know if they would roll with Dante after what happened last year. He would. I think he would fit well.
not too
But
mad.
I don't know how that would go.
Nas was involved in that as well. I think they would roll with it. But Dante also shut down SGA on defense the other
He
day.
did.
And
He did.
So he would fit in well. But yeah, it's gonna be. That's why I think like we talked about it a little bit earlier. We don't have to sell our depth for a guy. You know, we can bring in someone with our TPE money or someone on a smaller trade that can still produce for us. So, yeah, I'm
Dante
curious.
would make it.
But,
I'm screaming.
I'm just looking up the record between Pistons Warriors, seeing if there is anything. Let's see. Loss, win. We won. Okay, we beat Golden State by 3 points in 2023.
Okay.
So last year.
There we go.
2 years ago.
There we go. There we go. You know, boss is gonna come with the stats. So
During our 14 loss season.
yeah, that was crazy. Dante might have to get jumped in. He might have to get initiated, right? Michael Moore says, "Boss, you are consistent on here at 3 a.m. You good? Yeah,
Wait
1
till you
a.m.
guys
for her, but she's still dedicated. Y'all know what it is.
Wait till you
Y'all
see
know
the
what it is.
video. I look like a little
Oh,
kid.
yeah, let me show that. So
Y'all-
one more time, just give us that statement again before we show
So
this.
guys, I went to the Denver Nuggets Pistons game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Rooted for the Pistons. I have half season tickets to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are my West Coast team. They're my hometown team right now. Love them. People have questioned my loyalty. And I promise you guys that it's always the Pistons above everybody. And I think this video proves it because I haven't been able to watch, but they showed this on the highlights for the last game of like last game's highlights. And you see me in the background cheering. You'll see me. Yeah.
I had to cut this video down to avoid copyright strikes, but this play that we're about to show was after Jamal Murray got fouled by Javonte Green and he was at the free throw line. So watch for the finger on screen and then watch what the finger is pointing at.
But a missed free throw, that's going to seal it. Detroit survives the late.
One more time.
But a missed free throw, that's going to seal it. Detroit survives the late.
Looking like a little kid in the candy store. That's hilarious. So y'all, that's how y'all know. Like it don't get no more real. There's no more evidence needed than to be front row pretty much behind the support beam at the Denver Nuggets game, playing the Pistons on the road. She got her Pistons jersey on, and he has a chance to tie the game up with 3 free throws, and she's losing her mind. It don't get no more real than that. So for anybody who questioned whether she was more of a Pistons fan or a Nuggets fan, there's your answer.
I've never cheered so hard against a Mall free throw, but I was so excited. Yeah. So now, we can put those to bed a little bit. some of the of
funny.
course I like the Nuggets, but it again, like I say, my nightmare would be a Nuggets Pistons finals, but we all know who it was, who I would, give my loyalty
Much
to.
respect for that.
Really?
Marvin said that was, hey, I'm screaming, bro. Hey, that's what trolls will say. That's what trolls will say. JI playing well is AI. We'll leave it. But yeah, she a real one. She a real one, man. So we definitely, guys, just want to show y'all to have a little fun with that. But yeah, shout out to you, boss, for going to that game and repping the Pistons as you always do.
Fun.
As you always do.
Yes.
And we trying to get her here for some playoffs games this year too. So we're gonna need y'all to come out and get a chance to meet her for sure. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Guys, we are going to cut this short. Well, not cut it short because
not short. This is a very long.
We're gonna cut this long. But listen, man, we appreciate y'all for sure. So real quick, this was the last game of the Pistons 3-game road trip. They finished 2-1, right? That is definitely something that the Pistons will take. It was not an easy trip. But they've been picking up dubs out of the Pistons. Here's the latest games we played, and we are 7-2 in our last 9, guys. Right? So we're balling right now, despite all the noise and all the irritation and all the fans who don't think we are good enough to compete, and we just chugging along, just winning games, just stacking dubs. We need to go 25-10 at this point to win 60 games, believe it or not. 25-10 to win 60 games. We're already 35-12. Wow. So we're on pace. Not saying that's the end all be all, but we're doing some damage this year compared to last year for sure. So guys, next game coming up, the Pistons play the Brooklyn Nets. That is on this Sunday. The last time they played, the Pistons beat them in their first meeting by 18 points. And so we'll get a chance to see how they look. Hopefully they get another dub against MPJ in the Nets, boss. I know you were looking forward to that game for sure.
No, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I implore you all to watch his defense and see if you think it would work. Yeah. I'm going to watch it too. And maybe he'll have fantastic defense, and I can say that. I could say, hey, he played actually really good defense. Yeah. But let's watch it.
This is somebody who's watched him for years, every game in Denver. So we'll leave it there. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens this next week.
We've got 4 home games in a row, which is beneficial because then it's the All-Star break, and then we have kind of a tough one. I think it goes then it goes Raptors, Knicks, Spurs, OKC. Are those next 2? I know for a fact I looked at my calendar. It's put off there.
Nope, it cuts off. So we'll update that.
Run, we go away to the Hornets. Then we're away at the Raptors. Then we're away at the Knicks. Then we're away at the Spurs, and then we're away at the OKC. So,
so a 4 or 5 game road trip.
Raptors and Knicks, they are tied. Raptors are 4th right now, right, with the Knicks. So that'll just be tough. Knicks are always tough, especially away. And then it'll be our first look at Spurs OKC. So it's going to be a little tougher, but we have some Hornets Wizards in there. We just gotta really take advantage of this homestand, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Just keep stacking wins. Keep building that lead we have in the Eastern Conference. Hopefully get this 6 and maybe 7. Right. So we'll see. We are running away with the guys. So listen, been a long show, man. We appreciate y'all for everybody who rode with us all night, through the live reaction, all the way through the post game, or even just one or the other, man. Listen, we appreciate y'all at 3:30 in the freaking morning on a Saturday morning. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are some real ones, man. This encourages us and motivates us to want to keep going and keep doing it even bigger and better because you guys just show us love. Y'all keep showing us love, man. We're going to continue to reciprocate that right back to y'all, right? So listen, man, y'all go get some sleep, man. I'm about to go crash out tonight. I know Boss is probably going to crash out herself, but we appreciate you guys for showing up and showing out as you guys always do. Make sure if you are new, you smash that like button and subscribe. And hope you guys have a great night, great morning, and y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. See y'all Sunday. Peace.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot, and I'ma be physical with you the whole game. You know Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking hundreds, I hear your shade. Talking that shop, you must want this way. Hit the door, palm, mess around, find out, yeah. Hit the door, palm, mess around, find out, for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're ready for some barbecue sauce, boy, you better cough a hill, cause I'm like that.